or stop by the Landing Hotel to purchase today. And we'll see you this holiday at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's still time to become a Pittsburgh Penguins season ticket holder. Full, half, and 12-pack plans are on sale now.
Shoots, he scores! Evgeny Malkin ties the game up at 4.
Black and Gold Premier members can take advantage of ticket trades, payment plans, and exclusive events. Visit PittsburghPenguins.com to pick up your perfect plan today. Penguin season presented by UPMC.
This segment of the UPMC Penguins pregame show is brought to you by Labatt and Labatt Blue Light, the official import beers of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Always enjoy responsibly.
Into the Chicago zone, Granlund is knocked down, kept alive. Lacombe moves it over, alone in front. Carlson for his second of the game. Great pass by Kreider. It is 6-0. Off the bench, Gauthier scores. Into the middle, Seneca. Seneca hangs onto it across the top of the slot, and he scores! Beckett Seneca, it's 3-0.
Lane Hudson, what a goal! Hudson, a beauty! 1-1 hockey game!
Macklin loads up, shoots, and scores! Macklin celebrating!
I'd have a look here. Back out high, Gunther scores! Power play goal!
Oh, what a lift! Dylan Gunther, and the shot is back!
Wow, Leo Carlson, Cutter Gauthier, Beckett Seneca in the game tonight. Lane Hudson coming up a couple of nights with Montreal. Macklin Celebrini, of course, with the San Jose Sharks on Saturday. Dylan Gunther with the Utah Mammoth on Sunday. A lot of really great hockey players, all taken in the top 5. A couple of them first, second overall. Just unbelievable, Pierre, and really fun to know that these players are in the league and coming through town so that fans can get their money's worth.
Steady, it's a bunch of star power Steige coming through Pittsburgh, obviously, with Anaheim and Montreal. Lane Hudson, when you get a load of him and Cole Caulfield, you'll be blown away by the talent. Nicky Suzuki. Lane Hudson was a second-round pick. It's unbelievable just how good a player he is. San Jose, imagine this 2 years ago, Paul. Macklin Celebrini was on the same power play with Lane Hudson at Boston University. I used to go watch them practice. I said, these guys are way too good for college hockey. They should be in the NHL. And then obviously they were. And it wasn't too long after they both started turning their teams around. And, you know, you talked about Dylan Gunther, Paul. He can absolutely grip it and rip it. One of the hardest shooting young forwards in the National Hockey League. The only bad part for Utah, they're going to be missing a superstar in Logan Cooley. Dreadful injury the other night. Looks like it's obviously going to keep it out for most of the year, and that's just too bad because he's a Pittsburgh kid that would have been coming home, and he's a spectacular player.
He sure is. You know, Pierre, we've been around so long that we've seen how teams develop and what, key picks the lock, if you will, that gets a team to go from being a really good contender to actually being a champion. We saw it with Pittsburgh with the trades that Craig Patrick made. I remember Quebec was good for a lot of years. I don't think they ever would have won the Cup if they didn't move to Colorado because there's no way Montreal would have traded Patrick Waugh to Quebec. But once he was in Colorado, it was no problem, and then he made the difference there. So it happens that way. And what's going to be the thing that picks the lock for the Ducks, do you think?
What I really like about it, we talked about it before, Joel Quenneville being there gives him instantaneous street cred. He can cut a wide swath through any dressing room. He can bring in players. Players want to go play there in Southern California. Great ownership, enlightened management, and a real fun young team. So if I were them, I'd be looking at one more, veteran presence on the back end. They've got more than enough firepower, and they've got great role players. Can you imagine? Alex Killorn is playing as a fourth-line right winger on that team right now with Ryan Paling, the former Pittsburgh Penguin. So you look at it, Anaheim's got a lot. They just need another defenseman to really put them over the top.
Well, Pierre, I tell you what, it's never been more entertaining. They call it the new golden era of hockey. We called that here in Pittsburgh for many years, but we're really fortunate, and this week is going to be really, really entertaining with these players coming through. Thanks a lot for your time, and we'll talk to you during the next game or before the next game. Thanks, Pierre.
Can't wait, Paul. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the game, everybody.
That's Pierre McGuire. He knows his stuff on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Leave the noise and the chaos of the holidays behind and escape to a channel filled with cozy piano, string and horn versions of your holiday favorites. Set the mood for a stress-free season with Sirius XM Holiday Instrumentals. Now through Christmas Day on the Sirius XM app, along with dozens of other holiday channels and specials.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay, and it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Day.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, your neighborhood Ford store. Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are the official vehicles of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now it's time for Muse's Musings.
The Penguins have added to their stable of right-hand shooting defensemen. Harrison Brunick and Jack St. Ivany recalled over the weekend, and before the game today, Dan Muse talked about the status of Jack St. Ivany and the other players who were injured.
Yeah, so Jack, we wanted to just evaluate him when he came back here, just with everybody here in Pittsburgh. And so that's happening. He's being evaluated. He's day-to-day. And with Bruno, just right now he's here this week, and then he'll be going to World Juniors. So we're really excited for Bruno, too, to just get that opportunity, for World Juniors. I think it's, obviously I think it's a great tournament, great experience, and so excited for him for that.
Just to clarify with Harrison, will he be, I saw he was off the ice today, will he be on the ice at all with any more skates or practices he might have between now and then? Or?
So in fact, that the reason for that too is also, just the numbers. Gotcha. When it's a full pregame skate like that, it becomes about, number one, the game lineup. And so for that portion of it, that was strictly just due to the numbers on the ice.
And Ricard, he had the full contact jersey, it looked like. Is he clear for contact? Is there any change in status for him?
Yeah, you don't get a lot of contact in pregame skates, so he is clear for full contact.
And that is good news. 2 minutes with the old 2-9er next. We'll have Justin Brazeau with him on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
So, who's up for dessert?
Ah, tempting, but I should check my balance first.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, all good. Dessert's on me.
Ever hesitate before making a purchase? What if you could always know? You can with S&T's mobile banking. Check your balance, pay friends on the spot, track your spending anytime, anywhere, all from your phone. Visit stbank.com to learn more and download our mobile app today. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
Friends and a sled to get everyone the food they need.
Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
May the Force be with you. Come out to PPG Paints Arena for Star Wars Night on December 11th as the Pittsburgh Penguins face off against the Montreal Canadiens. Still loose puck, fires again, they score! Ryan Rust! A 2-1 lead for the Penguins. See your favorite characters making an appearance on the concourse and grab your ticket package with a specialty Star Wars hockey shirt while supplies last. For more information and to get your tickets, go to PittsburghPenguins.com.
This is the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network. This copyrighted broadcast is the property of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of all or part of this broadcast, or any descriptions or accounts of this game therein without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Penguins is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to 2 minutes of the Old 2-Niner. 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 Welcome to 2 minutes of the Old 2-Niner.
Time for 2 minutes with the Old 2-Niner. Brought to you by your Pittsburgh area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome to 2 minutes of the Old 2-Niner. Pens and Ducks tonight. We're joined now by Penguins forward Justin Brazeau. And Justin, first of all, welcome back to the lineup. It's probably good to get back. I want to ask you about your role when you were with the Boston Bruins, and then you moved to the Minnesota Wild, and you kind of play that third, fourth line role. Now you come here to Pittsburgh, and you're up with Evgeny Malkin, Anthony Mantha, and things are humming along for you offensively. Can you kind of put your finger on why things have gone better for you here offensively than maybe they did in Boston and Minnie?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, I was a little bit more checking role when I was with them, especially my first year when I got called up. It was kind of more that fourth, third line, making sure I wasn't getting scored on type things like that. And then, last year a little bit at the start of the year, I got the opportunity to play with Marshy and stuff for a couple of weeks. So I think that probably helped the end of this year where I feel more comfortable kind of net spot playing those roles. Obviously, anytime you play with guys like Gino and Mo and stuff like that can make so many plays. It makes your job pretty easy when you just have to go to the net. So I think a little bit of that checking role probably helps too, making sure that, I'm trusted defensively and take care of it that way and just try to get Gino the puck in the best spots he can so you can make his offense.
Thanks for walking me up to my next question, because it was announced today Evgeny Malkin's going to be out week to week with an upper body injury. So in goes the guy who's kind of been in so many different positions, and Kevin Hayes. So is there much of a difference playing with Kevin than Gino? I mean, there are some obvious things, but for you, as far as preparation?
Yeah, no, not really. I think, like you said, they're a little bit different, but in a lot of ways they are very similar. Hayes is so good with the puck. He makes so many little plays. He's good defensively. He'll make sure he's in the right spot. So I think it's kind of similar vibes of the line, three big bodies. I think we kind of want to get to the same areas of the ice and do the same sort of thing. So he's got a ton of skill. He's been in this league a long time, played a lot of games. So, it's just kind of next guy up and just kind of keep going.
Last one for you, Anaheim Ducks. They're on a heater. They're on a roll, as you know. They're young, they're fast, they're skilled. What else is on the top of your brain playing the Ducks?
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of skill. I think it's just trying to, make sure we're playing the right way away from the puck, try to frustrate them as much as we can. Obviously, they got a really good power play, so got to make sure we're doing a good job where if we are taking penalties, they're good penalties, not, offensive zone and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we just got to kind of keep doing what we're doing. I thought we played them pretty well earlier in the year. Obviously, it was a close game. Gave up a couple, but yeah, I think just kind of keep doing what we've been doing, playing good away from the puck, and it'll lead to us.
Bryce, thanks for this. All the best. Go get the Ducks.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
All right, that's Justin Brazeau, and your 2 minutes with the Old 2-Niner. Enjoy the hockey game.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Because life. Now it is time for the Highmark Injury Update.
Let's not forget the Penguins have the first-ranked power play in the NHL at 33.3%. The Ducks are 28th in penalty killing. Hopefully the Penguins can get that power play on the ice tonight and get a goal or two against Anaheim. And we look at the injury list. Now it's Evgeny Malkin added to it, along with Ricard Raquel, who at least has been cleared for contact. Caleb Jones, Philip Hollander, and Blake Lizotte also added. That's going to be a tough loss, I believe, for the Penguins. For the Ducks, both of their top two goalies are out, Lukas Dostal and Peter Mrazek. How about playing that lottery? It's up to $930 million, the Powerball. And you must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly online or at your local retailer. The Powerball jackpot of the Pennsylvania Lottery benefits Pennsylvanians, older Pennsylvanians, every day. It'll be Joe Brand and the Old 2-Niners back on the radio side tonight as the Penguins meet the Ducks in just a moment on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
May the Force be with you. Come out to PPG Paints Arena for Star Wars Night on December 11th as the Pittsburgh Penguins face off against the Montreal Canadiens. Still loose puck, fires again, they score! Ryan Rust! A 2-1 lead See your favorite characters making an appearance on the concourse and grab your ticket package with a specialty Star Wars hockey shirt while supplies last. For more information and to get your tickets, go to PittsburghPenguins.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The best hockey
All
lives
three
here.
Canucks are back. Shen, in, Shen, Perron, Schwartz, they score!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Ever dreamed about signing with the Penguins? Now you can. With the Penguins Power Play package from FMB, you can be a part of the team with a Pens branded debit card, cashback credit card, and personal checks. Plus, score exclusive rewards like discounts on tickets, Pens gear, and more. Sign with the Penguins at fmb-online.com/penguins. FMB, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins. FMB, member FDIC, credit card subject to approval. See site for details.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bork. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shift. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Through their Colorful Communities program, they team up with community partners to protect and beautify neighborhoods globally. Since 2015, they've completed over 500 projects, including one I had the chance to be a part of right here in Pittsburgh. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
Crosby centering past Malkin, trying to get a couple jabs in.
He shoots and scores!
Crosby, backhanded pass, front score from Sidney Crosby.
Oh, get in the fast lane, Grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll.
The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number 1 Cochrane, go one better. By IC Light. By McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Get Go Cafe and Market. Get Go, where the Pens go. By Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life. And by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Penguins hockey on the radio begins now.
The Penguins have returned home and are looking for redemption against a young Anaheim Ducks team that's flown their way near the top of the NHL standings. And now with a few more injuries, the Penguins are looking to the wisdom and the leadership of Sidney Crosby, who could top a Penguins milestone this homestand, which begins tonight. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome back to PPG Paints Arena here in Pittsburgh. I'm Joe Brand, and I'd like to welcome back Michelle Crecchiolo. Our own Pens Inside Scoop is back on the radio side of things in for tonight's broadcast. Mish, unfortunately, we're kind of banging the same drum right now in terms of the Penguins' injuries that they've had to deal with. Before, it was Justin Brazeau and Nola Chari. It still is Ricard Raquel, although good news is he was out on the ice tonight. But now Evgeny Malkin and Blake Lizotte are out for the foreseeable future. Week to week is what it really is. But this Penguins team has had to rely on their depth, has had to rely on the next man up mentality for so long. However, these losses keep coming at such important parts on the line. Malkin's a big part of his own line. Blake Lizotte's been an enormous part of that fourth line. Now they kind of have to go back to that mentality. It has worked out well for them, for the Penguins, but it just seems like a continuation of this uphill battle.
Yeah, it really has, Joe, and especially, too, when you get Justin Brazeau and Noel Chari back, you lose two more guys, and it's just like, man, like, just when you think you're starting to, you know, it's like one step forward, two steps back sort of situation. So, you know, Dan Muse really has been preaching the right message, though, when it comes to, you know, it happens. It's part of the season. They've been dealing with them all season long, so is the entire league. And, you know, he pointed to the guys in the AHL that have been doing a great job, and it's an opportunity for them. And, you know, Danton Heinen is someone that will slot in and, he started the season down there, was phenomenal, had to put up a ton of points, came up here. He got an assist in our last broadcast together, Joe. We talked to him afterward, but, not as much offense as he would have liked, and talked to him a little bit this morning. He said that, he, in terms of finding offense, he just can't overthink it. He has to play on his instincts and try to shoot the puck whenever he has the opportunity. So I know he'll be looking to really make an impact, and all of the rest of the guys that are part of that next man up group.
Really quick, here are the starting lineups, which is brought to you by Clearview Federal Credit Union. Tommy Novak remains in the top line with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust. Once again, Anthony Mantha with Kevin Hayes and Justin Brazeau. The kid line of Rutger McGroarty, Ben Kindle, and Ville Koivunen. And in the fourth line of Connor Dewar, now featuring Danton Heinen centering it, and Nola Chari. Defensive pairs continue with Parker Wotherspoon and Eric Carlson, Ryan Shea and Chris Letang. Ryan Graves is with Connor Clifton tonight. Artur Shilov's in net for the Penguins. We'll get into the goaltending in just a moment. I mentioned the kid line for the Penguins. It's pretty much the kid roster, though, for the Anaheim Ducks. This is a young team led by a very veteran head coach in Joel Quenneville, but right now that recipe has really worked out. The Ducks are tied for third in the NHL with 18 wins this year. They're at the top of the Pacific Division. They're good, they're young, they're fast. The Penguins just had a very fast opponent in the Tampa Bay Lightning not too long ago. They'll need that same type of tactical defensive approach to slow down these high-flying Ducks.
Yeah, it's really been amazing to see the Ducks take that next step. They were struggling for a while, but getting those high draft picks, and now it's all starting to come together for them. They have some good veteran players that are complementing them and helping to bring that next group of leaders into this, era. But it's funny, Joe. Leo Carlson and Cutter Gauthier are the second set of teammates to each get 20-plus points in their first 15 games of the season since 1990. The other pair is Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin in 07-08. So I think both teams have a pretty good dynamic going on right now in terms of, the youth movement, but also the veteran guys like, at practice in Dallas on the road trip. I mean, Sid, Chris Letang, Brian Rust were out there with Rutger McGroarty and Ben Kindle playing games, and you couldn't get him off the ice. And, Sid comes back and he said, I remember playing in the NHL as an 18-year-old. It's a great feeling. Long time ago, obviously, but he remembers it's the best. And you dream of playing in the NHL, and finally you can go out there and do what you love to do. And it's great when you have that enthusiasm, that energy, and younger guys, inject that into a team, that's for sure. So both teams are seeing that.
I was talking with the television voice of the Anaheim Ducks before the game, John Ehlers, and he was talking about Sidney Crosby and how he continues to wow all of us. I love the line he used. He said, I feel like Sid doesn't get enough credit because he's Sid. And it's such a compliment and such an understatement of what he does, all in the same as Crosby. Now just 6 points away from Mario Lemieux for most points all time in Penguins history. Sid currently sitting at 1,717 as he did pick up a point in the last game against the Dallas Stars. Somebody who's looking to pick up a big outing tonight, though, Michelle, is Artur Shilovs. He gets his first start since November 29th against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was pulled from that game. That was the second straight game he was pulled from, giving up 4 goals on 10 shots. He was great right out of the gate. Big reason why the Penguins have been so good with anybody that they've thrown in net. But this could definitely be a good bounce-back outing for him tonight.
For sure. And, Joe, the goal with Shilovs was always to iron out parts of his game, namely the consistency, being reliable night in, night out. And I think the thought was there'd be a little more runway to do that. But with how red-hot, Tristan Jarry has been and the Penguins winning games, it makes sense that every other game rotation has gone away a little bit. But, he's extremely competitive, very dialed in when it comes to his preparation. And he's still young, so he's been working every day with goalie coach Andy Chiodo about continuing to add some of those details to his game that are going to be important for him moving forward. And Joe, the Penguins have to limit their mistakes in front of them, or in front of him, I should say. As Sidney Crosby said, you don't want to put a ton of pressure on your goalie every night, which was the case in Tampa. Iron that out in Dallas a bit, but I think they want to keep that play against the Stars moving forward into tonight and make sure they're good in front of Shilovs.
Mish, great to have you back. Let's have a fun game.
Can't wait.
That is Michelle Crecchiolo. I'm Joe Brandon. It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. The Pens and the Ducks here from PPG Paints Arena. We'll have puck drop for you after the anthem. All here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Looking for the perfect gift? Rivers Casino has you covered. For a limited time, purchase a $100 non-gaming gift card and receive a $20 bonus gift card. Whether it's for your family or yourself, it's the perfect holiday gift. Visit the cashier or stop by the Landing Hotel to purchase today. And we'll see you this holiday at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bring your crew to a party on 5th Ave. Pittsburgh Penguins group tickets are perfect for celebrating birthdays, team outings, and work events. There are even fundraising opportunities available for your group. A slot to Malkin, a drive. Loose puck in front, they score! Make unforgettable memories together at PPG Paints Arena. This action-packed Penguin season is presented by UPMC. Special offers available for groups of 10 or more. Visit PittsburghPenguins.com/groups for all the details.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Thank you, Liam. Thank you, ladies.
We're all set for hockey here at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as the Pittsburgh Penguins finish off a season series against the Anaheim Ducks. How's it going, Penguins fans? Alongside Michelle Crecchiolo, I'm Joe Brand, and we're just thrilled to have you here with us for another edition of Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. Penguins come into this game 14-7-6. They're beginning a 5-game homestand, hosting the Anaheim Ducks, who are 18-10-1. The Ducks are starting a 5-game road trip, and the last time these two teams matched up was in the very early going of the year. It was the home opener for the Anaheim Ducks, who were able to grab a lead late in regulation after a rough Parker Wotherspoon penalty for a delay of game, chipping the puck over the glass at the Honda Center. The Ducks won that game. However, the Penguins kind of took off after that moment. They finished off the road trip with wins. They were able to stabilize a couple of victories in a row. And right now the Pens trying to hold their spot in an Eastern Conference wildcard playoff spot. It's Sidney Crosby against the youngster Leo Carlson. Crosby wins the draw, and we are underway here in Pittsburgh. Opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. Club One rewards, that is, earn points and save money with every dollar spent on services right away. The Ducks ice it down. We'll get a face-off over an Anaheim zone, not even 10 seconds into this hockey game. Penguins attacking from left to right in their black sweaters, with Artur Shilov's in net. The Anaheim Ducks attacking from right to left in their road white sweaters. Ville Husso's in net for the Ducks as the Crosby line's over the line. A shot fired and a blocker save from Husso. Goes over to the far side from Brian Rust. Penguins keep it alive down in behind the net. Centering pass. Novak. A shot. Another big save by Husso. Penguins already with a couple of big chances. Now the Ducks come down into the Penguin zone. Carlson from the crease gets stripped of the puck. Brian Rust will paw it down and drop it over to Ryan Shea as the Penguins reset now.
New look top line, setting the tone for the Penguins. Tommy Novak played their last game, and they had a pretty good outing, Joe.
And Tommy Novak with 6 points in his last 5 games as they send it all the way down onto Husso's net. He stops it to the right, freezes it. Not even a minute into this game, but yeah, head coach Dan Muse basically rewarding Tommy Novak for his solid play as of late, putting him on that top line. There were some injuries too that kind of helped force that decision, but Novak the one getting the opportunity. Speaking of lines, here comes the second one with no Evgeny Malkin. Again, he's week to week with an upper body injury. With Kevin Hayes centering the line of Anthony Mantha and Justin Brazeau. As Mantha takes a loose puck, rips a snapshot from a tough angle at the far corner, kicked off the near wall all the way to the neutral zone, but Erik Karlsson raced it down. Penguins are back home where they play 6-4-2 this year. As they chip it over the Ducks line, but Anaheim takes it right back. Mason McTavish will take it in the neutral zone. Over the Penguins logo, it's knocked down out of midair by Gauthier. He rips a shot wide of the net, off to the far wall. Kept alive at the far point by Anaheim. They'll take it in behind the net. McTavish, a centering pass, down to his knees with Seneca, the rookie, trying to fire a shot for the far circle. He couldn't get it cleanly. And Artur Shilov's with his first save tonight. A minute and a half into the game, we've got no score still.
You mentioned Cutter Gauthier, actually best friends with Rucker McGroarty. They go back to age 10. They had a tryout tournament for Honey Baked here at PPG Paints Arena, and Cutter was a Crosby fan. Got a Crosby shirt. Rucker got a Gino shirt. And they've stayed close ever since.
So the relationship on the ice, now rivals. As the Penguins try to break up the puck in behind Shelov's net, Ryan Graves comes away with it. Gauthier tied with Carlson for the team lead in goals, 16 apiece. And both those guys are younger than 22 years old. Carlson will be 21 later this month. And Gauthier will turn 22 in January as this one's chipped down to the Ducks' end.
Rucker did take him to dinner last night, Joe, and at Meat and Potatoes, Rucker said he paid because it's his city. So hopefully Cutter got a nice steak.
That's typically the staple for the visiting players, right?
Yes. It's a good spot.
As Ryan Shea comes into the Duck zone. Shot fired, redirection, but Dusso getting in front of it. Now Koivunen whacks at it from the slot. Couldn't get it cleanly away. McGroarty in the circle. Fired a shot pad save. Koivunen in the long rebound. Fell down to the ice trying to feed Kindle as it's poked out towards center ice. Now here comes Paling with some speed, and the Penguin zone drags and kicked out of there by Shelovs with a good poke check. Penguins in transition. They could have a 3-on-2 from left to right to Koivunen in the near circle. Fired, save, and loose puck goes over to the far side as McGroarty tried to crash the net. We talk so much about the speed and the intensity from the Anaheim Ducks, but the Penguins have instantly matched that here in the beginning of this game.
Looks like they're happy to be at home, Joe. It's been a lot of time on the road, and now it's a season-long 5-game homestand in front of their fans, so the boys look like they're ready to have some home cooking.
5 shots on goal for the Pens. Just a little over 3 minutes gone in this game. Just 2 for the Anaheim Ducks. And the Penguins definitely with the more intense opportunities as Crosby takes a loose puck. Gets it to Rust. He'll take it over the Ducks line to the far side. Leaves it for Novak. Little give and go. Rust has it again in the circle. Curls around. Gets it to Carlson. Near circle. Rister doesn't get past Tommy Novak, who was trying to create traffic. Now the Ducks will take it the other way. Troy Terry, though, has some trouble getting rid of it. It finally does go out to the neutral zone for Anaheim. Parker Wotherspoon spits it the other way as Crosby takes a upstairs hack at it, knocks it down to the near corner in the Ducks' end. Both teams get a change as Pavel Michikov sends it ahead far side of the neutral zone. Now it's Seneca over into the Penguins' end, drops it down to the corner. Clifton waits and behind the net. Left it for Hayes, will shovel it along the near wall. Anthony Mantha now is to chip it up and out of the zone. He'll get it to center ice, where it's dumped back in by Drew Hellison. Mantha waiting for it in the near corner. Now a stretch pass ahead for Brazeau. He helps angle it down into the Ducks' end. Anaheim scoring the second most goals in the NHL on average. They just coughed up the puck, and now the Penguins cough it up. As Michikov will chase it down in his own corner on the near side. Both teams get a change again. Back at Seneca. 19-year-old rookie lost the puck at the Penguins' blue line. Taken the other way by Heinen. Still looking for his first goal of the NHL this year. As it's sent over to the far side looking for Dewar. He couldn't connect, but that fourth line keeps it alive in the Ducks' end. Chips it down to the far corner. Rolls to the near one. Radko Gudas first there. They'll sweep it over to the far side for Zellweger, who tried to pitch it out of the zone. Ryan Shea keeps it alive at the far point. Drops it down to the corner. Dewar staves off a hit and allows the puck to roll over to the near side. Dewar still wrapped up down to the ice as the Ducks chip it out towards center ice, but Chris Letang and Ryan Shea are there waiting for it. Back over the Ducks line as Zellweger races it down. Sends it to Gudas, far corner. He was pressured by Heinen. Now McGroarty picks up a loose puck that got knocked down by the official. Sends it deep, but Gudas quickly to it. Sends it up to McTavish, who will dump it all the way down to the Penguins' end. Ben Kindle tried to get a touch on it, only able to sweep it away. Luckily, Erik Karlsson wrapped up Alex Killorn before he could really get a good handle on it. Now the Penguins will take it the other way. It's Kindle far side of the neutral zone. Dumps it down to the Ducks' end. Out of his net is Husso to stop it. He'll fling it along the near boards. Ryan Strome, the former Ranger, spits it up to the neutral zone for Killorn. Here come the Ducks with some speed. In the Penguin zone, far circle, shot fired, didn't get through traffic. Puck goes to the near half wall, sent down around the boards to the far corner. McGroarty slaps it up, but coughs it right back up to Strome. Sends another shot that got deflected wide. It goes over to the near corner. Kindle couldn't clear it. Shot from the near half wall of Vetrano into the glove of Shelov's, who's had to stop a couple of rapid-fire shots from the Anaheim Ducks. No score. Almost 6 minutes gone in this hockey game. Penguins out shooting the Ducks 6-3.
A little bit of a scrambly shift there for them, Joe. The Penguins had just made a line change, so Ben Kindle was the last man back, and from there, they were trying to get into the proper coverage, but the Ducks are just so creative offensively, and were able to really kind of get it moving around there, but thankfully we get a stoppage.
There's another stoppage as the whistle's blown on a false face-off in the Penguin zone. No score, almost 6 minutes gone. Now, the Penguins got a taste of how smooth, fast, and frequent the Anaheim Ducks can produce offensively back in October. And then again, just 2 games ago, the Penguins took on the Tampa Bay Lightning. As here's Novak in the Duck zone, but the Penguins are offside. They almost had a non-numbered chance. Well, they play it dead. We're still scoreless. Over 6 minutes gone here from Pittsburgh. No score on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanger.
When you're craving a savory snack that's energy boosting, nitrate free, high in protein, and full of flavor, you want the original Mr. Donair beef jerky. High quality protein, finest U.S. beef cuts, nitrate free, premium meat snacks, power play performance. Mr. Donair, proud to be the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Scoreless here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 0, Anaheim 0. And Joe, building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. And hopefully we get a big win here in Pittsburgh tonight.
So the Penguins are hoping for, getting back in the win column after a shootout loss in Dallas. It's Pride Night here at PPG Paints Arena. Crosby will take the draw against Ryan Poehling, the former Philadelphia Flyer. The near right dot in front of the Ducks penalty box. Crosby wins it. The Penguins dump it on into the Ducks zone, but a loose pass goes right back to Poehling as the Ducks take it the other way. Granlund over the Penguins line on the far side, drops it down to the corner. Poehling fighting for it along the end boards against Erik Karlsson. Crosby digs it out, but only able to get it up to the far point. Now Jackson Lacombe, high slot wrister, coming, shoulder save Shelovs. They'll sweep it over to the far corner. The Penguins push it along the boards for Novak. Got it to Rust. He couldn't get it over the Ducks line cleanly. And now it gets poked out towards center ice. Here comes Poehling with some speed. And the Penguins end. He's got Lacombe to his left. And Tommy Novak knocks down the pass to steal it away before a 2-on-1 could happen. Now the Penguins are offside again. Justin Brazeau too far past the blue line. No score with 13:11 to go in this first.
Joe, there's a lot of connections on these teams. You know, I mentioned Cutter Gauthier and Rucker McGroarty, but Ryan Poehling and Blake Lizotte played together at St. Cloud State, and Blake told me they were actually roommates their second season together, so they go way back, know each other really well, grew up about an hour and 45 minutes from each other in Minnesota. And actually Kyle Dubas was saying the other day how great of a program St. Cloud has, that it's not the biggest city in Minnesota, but they do a phenomenal job there developing players, and Penguins are reaping the benefits of having Blake Lizotte, though he is out right now week to week with an upper body injury.
Yeah, they definitely developed one of the most consistent players in the Penguins roster in Blake Lizotte, a guy that was undrafted but played just one AHL game before now having a very lengthy and incredible NHL career. No score with under 13 to play in this first period. Penguins out shooting Anaheim 6-4. The Ducks take the puck away in the Penguins end. Kreider sends it rink wide. Terry tried to play it off the wall, but it was out of his reach. Chris Letang handles the loose puck. He goes D-to-D with Ryan Shea in the Penguins end. Skates it up top, throws a pass off the skate of Chris Kreider. He's in the Penguins zone. Shot fired, that got blocked by Chris Letang. Koivunen will swat the puck out to the neutral zone. Radko Gudas gets it quickly and now feeds Seneca quickly. He takes it over the Penguins line, near side, lost the puck, poked back in by Zellweger. It's McTavish near circle, curling around, falling down now as Connor Clifton comes away with the puck, gets it up to Anthony Mantha, now ahead to Ben Kindle. He'll chip it down to the Ducks end, near corner. Zellweger Swerves in behind Huso's net to take the puck away, and then Ben Kindle speeds past him to take the puck away. McGroarty with a cross-ice pass that goes over the glass and into the stands about 10 rows deep on the Penguins' end. Still no score, under 12 to play in this first period.
It's a great defensive zone play by Connor Clifton, Joe, who made his season debut in Anaheim, and he's been a healthy scratch, which isn't easy for veteran players like him and Matt Dumba, especially after Clifton said he had some mental battles last year in that regard with Buffalo. So it's been tough to get traction, but Dan Mew said the conversations are always about what are the things that make you the best version of yourself, and just bringing that in. For him, it's that defensive side, the detail, ability to take away time and space, which he just did on that play.
Those two with some history as well. Dan Mew's recruited Connor Clifton at Yale.
Yes.
Clifton ended up going to Quinnipiac. Got to play with his brother there. He's got the puck now, centering past to Kindle, and a pad save from Huso. They poke at it. There's a loose puck. Clifton digging at it, and Huso still keeps it out somehow. And now Clifton taken down by one of the Ducks. Kindle wrapping up with Ross Johnston to the far side of Ville Huso. But how the Ducks were able to keep that puck out of the net, I'm not sure.
I love this play from Connor Clifton. He is just all 200 feet of the ice on that shift, was making an impact in a good way, and the Penguins were just battling there, but the Ducks were able to stand tall, weather that storm, and Clifton getting mixed up a little bit afterward, which is what you want him to be engaged physically in the right way, not going out of your way to throw the body or, after the whistles, but that was just a good battle right there.
It started on that big save on Kindle with a left kick save from Huso. Penguins win the draw now. Rister Cummins deflected wide of the net over to the near corner. Wotherspoon jabs at it. Puck goes tumbling down to the ice. Brian Rust hacking for it in between a couple of white sweaters. Now it's shoveled over to Crosby. Loose puck, though, swept away by Jacob Trouba. He's got 5 goals this year, as now it's taken over by the Ducks. Johnston in the Penguins zone. Shot fired far circle. Pad save Sheloves. Penguins try to take it the other way. Rust had to handle a hot pass. It popped up. He pawed it down. Now the Penguins are back over the Ducks line, far corner. Rust loses it along the end boards, but it's sent up the near wall to Carlson. He swept it over to Crosby at the point. Rink wide to Wotherspoon. Far half wall. Cuts on into the corner. Tough angle shot. Pad save Huso. As Carlson had some trouble with it in the near half wall. Granlund kind of pressured him. Now the Ducks take it the other way. It's Paling over the Penguins line. Near side of the corner. Tough angle shot. Shoulder save Sheloves. 10:30 to go in this first. No score. Both teams with some high-quality chances. Penguins need a change. Everyone's been out there over a minute. As it swept back into the Ducks' end. Drew Hellison trying to shovel it out. Heinen steals it. Keeps hold of it. Centering pass went off the skate of Connor Dewar. And in front of Huso, who's able to stamp his glove on top of it and freeze it with 10:13 to go in this first. Still no score.
Little deflection there off Connor Dewar, and Joe Huso seems, I don't know if shaky's the right word, but on that play where it started with Clifton, he wanted to cover it, couldn't get it, went on his pad, couldn't cover it, and so the Penguins just need to keep attacking the blue paint and trying to get those loose pucks and trying to go in past Huso, who was thrown into the starting role.
They score! A win off the faceoff, and a shot from the far side. The Penguins strike first as Nola Chari with his first goal on the season for the Pens. 10-11 to go in the first.
The Cookie Monster off of the face-off, and he's so good in that area of the game, and that's one of the things Blake Lizotte mentioned when we talked about his return to the lineup, and so they regain possession. He just goes for it, just shovels one at the net, gets past Huso, and the Penguins are up 1-0.
Nola Chari, after missing 12 games with that upper body injury, came back into the lineup Sunday against the Dallas Stars, picked up right where he left off, and now he's doing better than when he left off. First goal of the year. The Penguins ice it down to the Ducks' end. 10 minutes ago, Penguins lead 1-0.
Joe, you could tell that he had lost some weight this summer, and then when he was working his way back into the lineup, I asked him about it, and he laughed and he said, having 3 kids helps, just running around, and you don't always have time to sit down, but he said the big thing is just the time you're eating things, making sure you're not eating past a certain time at night because it just sits there. So it's just balancing that stuff out, having a light lunch maybe and early dinners. And he found the happy medium and felt really good coming in, and still felt really good after sitting out for a while with the injury, and was really excited to get back. So it's paying off for the Penguins right now.
Cherry feels good about that start. Penguins now scoring the first goal of the game for the 7th straight time as Connor Dewar takes it in the Duck zone. He rips a shot, stick save Husso. Rebound goes over to the far side. Ducks look to chip it out along the far wall. Achari comes away with the puck. Got wrapped up by Gudis. Will send it down to the corner. Zellweger flips it along the far boards as Danton Heinen pressures him in the neutral zone. Ducks racing after it. Here's Gauthier. Rips a shot just wide as Shilovs may have gotten a tip on it. Now the Ducks keep the puck alive in the Penguin zone. Gudis, a slap shot, broke someone's stick and slowly went down on Artur Shilovs. A fastball that turned into a changeup. The broken stick still on the ice in the Penguin zone. Ducks keep it alive. McTavish, a centering shot. Stick saved by Shilovs. And then Beckett Seneca comes in to try to bat the rebound home, but it pops up over the net and out of play. 9:09 to go in the first. The Penguins strike first. Noel Acciari with his first goal of the year. It's 1-0. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What does your favorite MLB team need to make a move in 2026?
There's a difference between talent and building a baseball team.
MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM has live coverage of baseball's winter meetings.
Deals could pop at any moment.
Hear interviews with decision makers and expert analysis of every move.
This is a huge deal.
Comprehensive coverage of baseball's winter meetings is underway on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the Sirius XM app.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Your Lexus dealer.
Noel Acciari breaks the ice here in Pittsburgh. The Penguins with a 1-0 lead over the Anaheim Ducks, as they've outscored their opponents now 26-22 in the first period this year. Still 9:09 to go in this first period. And Anaheim has put on a lot of pressure despite the Penguins' lead, Michelle.
Yeah, and that was a great response shift, too, by them after the goal from Acciari. And, Artur Shilovs has been there for every shot he's seen so far, knock on wood. So you want him to keep that going. First game back in a while after 2 tough outings. Hopefully he's building some confidence.
No, it's a great point. He already has more saves tonight than he has in each of his last 2 appearances. He was pulled after allowing 4 goals on 10 shots in his last 2 starts. So a good start for Shilovs, good start for the Pens. They lead 1-0. As Kevin Hayes tries to throw the puck down into the Ducks end, got stemmed by Radko Gudis. As now Hayes tried to take the puck away from Beckett Seneca, but a little spin move around Kevin Hayes in the neutral zone. Ducks dump it on in, but the Penguins pull it out. Anthony Mantha gallops in the neutral zone. Brazeau over the Ducks line, dropped it back from Mantha in the circle, tried to go for a saucer pass through a couple of Ducks, couldn't connect though. Loose puck out towards center ice, and a speeding Frank Vetrano will take it over the Penguins line. Far circle, he cuts, curls around at the corner, throws it off the end boards. It goes tumbling to the near side as it's waited for by one of the Duck players who will have to pitch it back the other way. Jackson Lacombe races it down as the Penguins get a change. 8 minutes to go in this first. Penguins lead 1-0. Loose dump in goes right on net as Shilovs will stop it and freeze it. With exactly 8 minutes to go, Penguins out shooting the Ducks 10-7. They've got a 1-0 lead.
Frank Vetrano got his first NHL hat trick in a game against the Penguins back in 2015. The same night Connor Sherry got his first goal as a Penguin, and they were teammates at UMass Amherst. And both great stories, both undrafted. Obviously, Connor Sherry went on to win a couple of cups here, and Vetrano's put together a great career.
Sherry just scored his first goal recently. Here's Crosby with a nifty move, but can't finish off the shot. as he got around Jackson Lacombe in the Ducks crease. Now the Ducks pop it up. Crosby's got it again. Circle. Backhanded shot. No one was home for a centering pass. Crosby again in the circle. Snaps it all the way up to Carlson in the slot. Drags. Fires. Redirection just wide. Jacob Trouba clears it down to the Penguins' end as Sidney Crosby just pulling off magical work in the Duck zone, but they can't find the back of the net.
This line is feeling it tonight, Joe. They have been dialed in from the drop of the puck, and that's what you want. You want them to set the tone and keep that momentum going from the road trip where they got 5 of 6 points into this homestand. They've been really good. When you have Erik Karlsson on the blue line with you, I mean, you can just create, like you said, magic.
Well, they go with the kid line. The face-off to the left of Husso, and the Ducks win it over Ben Kindle. And they break it out towards center ice. There's Ryan Strome with the Penguins in far side of the corner. Fires a shot on net that Shilov's gloves and then drops the rebound to freeze it. 7:18 to go in this first. Penguins still lead 1-0.
It's nice, too, Joe, that the Penguins have last change after 3 straight games of having to play some chess when it comes to matchups here. So Dan Muse certainly has some options.
Against some tough opponents, too. I mean, Penguins grabbed 5 out of a possible 6 points. Beating Philly, beating Tampa Bay, and then losing in the shootout to Dallas. But the tough competition continues with the Anaheim Ducks tonight. Montreal's in town on Thursday. San Jose Sharks are here on Saturday. Utah on Sunday, and then wrap things up against the Edmonton Oilers. So as you mentioned, the longest homestand for the Penguins is not an easy one. The Penguins try to send it around the boards, but this goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. They dump it back to the Ducks' end. Husso will play it to wave off icing. Spits it up ahead to Minchikov. Now Johnston over the Penguins' line on the near side. Curls at the point, defended by Clifton. He helps the puck get poked out to center. Now it's coughed up. Ville Koivunen plays it off the boards. Tried to pitch it back to Rucker McGroarty, but couldn't get it past Zellweger. Now along the near wall, drags it. Cross-ice pass. Kindle far circle just off the bench. They couldn't connect. Great vision by Koivunen there. Just couldn't finish off the pass. Now Kindle in the near circle. Up to the point for Clifton. Back to Kindle. Above the circle. He muscles a hit. Now gets it to the slot. Graves will take it over to the near side. Down to the circle. Carves in. Fires it off the near post. What a move by Ryan Graves. McGroarty kicks at the puck at the near corner. The Ducks unable to clear it out again. Graves at the near point on the blue line. Wrister coming. Pad save. Husso. Koivunen takes the loose puck. Extended shift for the Penguins here. 3 guys and the Ducks have been out there for over 1:25. Koivunen in the slot. Centering pass. Couldn't connect with McGroarty. Loose puck to the far side. Ratko Gudas will chip it up and out of play. 5:41 to go in the first period. As Ryan Johnston and Ryan Poehling were out on the ice for 1:37. Thanks to that sustained pressure from the Penguins, who have not taken their foot off the gas pedal. Out shooting the Ducks 15-8. With a 1-0 lead, 5:41 to go in the first on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
1-0 Pens with 5:41 to go in this first period. Right now, Sidney Crosby looking like a quarterback, talking with the other 4 Penguins at the top of the far circle to the right of Ville Husso. The Penguins out shooting Anaheim 15-8.
Well, Troy Terry's actually named after Troy Aikman, so there is a quarterback connection there.
All right. Little pigskin touch as Crosby muscles after the face-off, and it's dropped down to the far corner by Tommy Novak. Sent back up along the wall. Letang keeps it alive. He risks one, doesn't get through traffic. And now the Ducks flip it out towards center ice. Chris Letang races it down, got it to Ryan Shea. He'll dump it down to the Ducks end, around the boards up to the near corner. Tommy Novak shoveled after it, couldn't get it. Crosby swats it back to Rust, back to Novak now, near half wall. Pitches it down to the corner as it tumbles off the boards. Lacombe escapes it over to Mason McTavish. He'll snap it up ahead as the Ducks come in full flight. Seneca has to stop at the Penguins' blue line and just dump it in. Ducks get a change. Sheloves and Chris Letang have a little trouble playing catch, but Letang's got it now. Sends it up to Mantha, who'll take it back the other way in the Penguins' end. Under 5 to play in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Mantha skates up the center of the ice over the Penguins' logo. Flips it over to Kevin Hayes in the far side of the Ducks end into corner. Trying to chip it along the near side. Brazeau couldn't get to it. Clifton keeps it alive, keeping it deep. Brings it over to the far side. Overskated the puck, though. Mantha comes away with it. Went for a centering pass. Couldn't connect. Now Clifton throws a shoulder. Centering pass to Brazeau in the circle. He couldn't connect. Poked away. Brazeau's got it in the circle. Trying to get around a couple of Ducks. We got a delayed penalty on Anaheim here. Shelov's to the bench. 6-on-5 for the Pens. But Kreider grabs hold of the puck to stop the action at 4:13. The NHL's best power play will come to action already with a 1-0 lead.
That was some great work there by Kevin Hayes, who was actually
Number 91, 2 minutes for hooking.
covering back for Clifton as he went in deep. Managed to strip Carlson at the puck, and then Carlson takes the penalty right after that. So awesome work there by Kevin Hayes and the second line. And now, like you said, let's see if this man advantage can get a big one.
Again, Evgeny Malkin unavailable, so Anthony Mantha replacing him on the top power play unit. Crosby wins the draw, got it to Carlson, far point to Rust at the half wall. Back up to Carlson, high slot. He walks the blue line. Rust about the far circle. Downstairs, Kindle, touch pass Crosby. Kindle again, tough angle shot, tumbling puck out to the top of the crease. Crosby's got it. Up to Carlson. He'll hang on to Crosby. Back to Carlson, who takes it up to the high slot again. 20 seconds gone on the Penguins' power play. Hasn't left the Duck zone, though. To Kindle in the far circle, bottom of it, to the top for Carlson. Pumps one wide of the net. Kindle plays the long rebound, curls around at the half wall to the circle, downstairs to Rust. Rust cross ice to Mantha, jumped off his skate, bounces towards the crease, kicked out by Husso, and cleared out by Anaheim. 1:15 to go on the Penguins' power play. Top unit right back into the Duck zone. Mantha having some trouble with it at the half wall. Lacombe pitches it over to Vetrano. He'll clear it down. And that'll go the length of the ice as Shelovs plays it up to Crosby. Second unit starts to spill out on the ice, but Crosby will take it over the Ducks line all by himself. Chip it off to the far corner in the Ducks end. Cranked around the boards to Kindle. He leaves it for Letang, though, at the near point. Snapped over to Kevin Hayes, far circle, down to Crosby, back up to Hayes. One arms it over to Letang, back to Hayes, at the point. Letang high slot, throws one towards the net, doesn't get redirected the right way. Cleared out to Vetrano. He'll skate it up towards center ice and dump it down to the Penguins' end again. 35 seconds for the Penguins to work with on their power play.
Crosby was hovering at that back door, wanted the puck so bad, just couldn't make its way over to him.
Whole second unit now out there as Novak skates over the Ducks line, takes it to the corner, up to Letang at the point now. He'll walk the blue line, sweep it over to Koivunen, far point. 20 seconds on the Penguins' power play. Letang at the point, above the far circle, downstairs Koivunen. Saucer pass, but a glove save by Husso, who read it the entire way. Catches the puck out of midair. Brazeau was at the top of the crease trying to create the redirection. But he keeps it 1-0 Penguins. 14 seconds on the Penguins' power play. 2:27 to go in this first.
A lot of zone time, a lot of movement, gotten some pucks to the net. So there's some things to like here, Joe. 14 seconds now to see if they can convert.
As Hayes can't win the draw, Jackson Lacombe will skate it to the near side, dump it down to the Penguins' end. Single digits left on the Penguins' power play. Carlson standing up in the box. They send it ahead to Wotherspoon, who slings it down to the Ducks' end. Carlson's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. But the Penguins lead 1-0 with 2 minutes to go in this first period. Troy Terry
Coughed it up as Connor Dewar dumps it down to the Ducks' end. Husso playing it, flings it off the end boards. Kreider kicks it over to Carlson. They lose the puck in the neutral zone, but get it back. And now cough it up again. Dewar will take it the other way, over the Ducks line on the near side. Knocked out of midair by Jackson Lacombe out to center ice. Wotherspoon has to recollect. Ahead to Heinen off the far wall. He'll tap it down into the Ducks' end. 1:35 to go in the first period. Penguins lead 1-0. Carlson wrapped up by Heinen. Couldn't get the puck into the neutral zone. Penguins doing a great job of holding back the Ducks' pressure, and now they're going to go back on the power play, are the Pens.
Anaheim, number 20, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
So Kreider to the box for cross-checking, and the Penguins are back to a man advantage.
All right, let's see if they can find a way to get one here after a pretty good showing just a few seconds ago, it felt like.
No goals for the Penguins on their last power play that just wrapped up, but some good puck movement. Crosby's got it near circle. Carlson, one-timer redirected, but couldn't get it home. Kindle on the doorstep. Flipped over to Mantha, cranked around the boards to Crosby, near half wall. And he coughs up the puck. Paling drags it out, but not all the way out. The Ducks will take it this time. It goes off the skate of Kindle. Penguins catching some lucky bounces. In behind the net, it's Mantha in the Ducks' end still. Back up to Crosby. Soft pass to Carlson in the high slot. He'll send one towards the net. Kick save by Husso with the left pad. DeLorme's got the puck. Far corner. Tried to shovel it along the wall. Kindle comes and takes the puck away. High slot Carlson. Sweeps it to the far circle for Mantha. At the hash marks to Kindle again. Up to Carlson. He'll drag towards the far point. Mantha above the near circle. Fires. Got redirected wide. And now cranked out by Anaheim with 35 seconds to go in the first period. Sheloff's well out of his net. Tapped it ahead to Carlson. Trying to help the Pens get one last push here at the end of the first period. They already lead 1-0 on the power play. Mantha to Koivunen in the circle. He drags. He fires. Saved by Husso. Loose puck now in behind the net of Husso's. And cleared down by Jacob Trouba all the way down to the Penguins' end. 13 seconds to go. Maybe one last push here as Crosby has it. 10 seconds left. Ahead to Novak, who couldn't cleanly get it into the Ducks' end. Stolen away by Granlund. They fight for it in between the benches. That'll do it for the first period. But the Penguins have the only goal thanks to Noel Acciari. Still 31 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play to begin the second period. But the Pens out shooting Anaheim 18-8 in the first 20 minutes. And Michelle, I think the two biggest takeaways, good start for the Pens. And a very good start for Artur Sheloff, who really needed it.
Yeah, I mean, the Penguins were on their toes right from the beginning, asserting themselves exactly what we want to see, carry that game over from Dallas into a matchup with one of the best teams in the NHL that came off a 7-1 win. So awesome stuff. Next man up mentality. Noel Acciari getting a big goal from that fourth line. And yeah, Artur Shelov's as steady as can be, and that's what you want. You don't have to make a ton of flashy saves. Just make the saves you should make and go from there.
Brian Metzer just popped in. He'll have the first intermission report for us. The Penguins lead the Anaheim Ducks 1-0 through 20 here in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh for 11 years running. So it's no wonder that Pittsburgh's favorite hockey team choose Ford as their go-to vehicles. Yep, that's right. Your favorite team meets our favorite team. That's a stacked roster if you ask us. Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Only from your neighborhood Ford store.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
What are two things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome into our first intermission report, where the Penguins hold a 1-0 lead over the visiting Anaheim Ducks on this Pride night here in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer here with you, and let's get into that opening 20 minutes of action where the Penguins were fairly dominant. The shots just changed on my score sheet. A moment ago, they had 17. It went to 18, and now it's 16 shots in the period. But they did outshoot the Ducks 16-8 in that frame, getting the lone goal off the stick of Noel Acciari. It came at 9:49, and it was a nice face-off play. Noel Acciari wins the face-off. The puck knocks to his right, where Connor Dewar kicks it back to him. He takes the shot and beats Ville Husso to give the Penguins that 1-0 lead. You would think that they might have been able to produce a little bit more based on Husso's career numbers against the Penguins. Just 5 games played, but he went 1-2-1, .864 save percentage and a 4.70 goals against, but he looked far sharper than that through this first period of play. Penguins did have 2 power play opportunities. Leo Carlsson went to the box for hooking at 15:47, and then Chris Kreider went late for cross-checking at 18:31. There'll be a little bit of a wrap around into the second period there with that one. Penguins generating 3 power play shots, though, on those 2 opportunities. Overall, you just hope that they can build upon what they had done through that first period of play. The kid line looking red hot. Multiple opportunities, weren't able to produce any goals for themselves, but Rucker McGroarty already has 4 shots on goal. Ben Kindle has 3, and Ville Koivunen has 2 with 5 shot attempts. So they were buzzing pretty hardcore during that first period of play on their shifts. They had some really, really solid zone time, but not able to get it going. When we come back, we have a special Pride guest for you. It is our executive producer, Jacob Lassner. He joins us next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. Fanatics experience.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
So, who's up for dessert?
Tempting, but I should check my balance first.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, all good. Dessert's on me.
Ever hesitate before making a purchase? What if you could always know? You can with S&T's mobile banking. Check your balance, pay friends on the spot, track your spending anytime, anywhere. All from your phone. Visit stbank.com to learn more and download our mobile app today. S&T Bank. Member FDIC.
Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report on this Pride Night. The Penguins ahead 1-0 over the visiting Anaheim Ducks. Brian Metzer back here with you. And as I mentioned, we have a special guest joining us now to discuss all that's going on here with the Pride Night and just Pride in general and the inclusive nature of the NHL these days. It's Jacob Lassner, our executive producer. Jacob, a proud member of the LGBTQ plus community. Jacob, thanks for taking the time tonight. Honored to have you on the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Mets. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome to get you on to talk on this important night here. And, I know you wanted to talk about a couple of different things. And the first will just be, what does the Pride Night around the National Hockey League here in Pittsburgh mean to you as a member of the community, just showing that inclusion for you?
Yeah, I mean, this all for me goes back to, what hockey means to me. And, back when I was a senior in high school, we had this project where you had to go out and interview a bunch of people and, come back with your results for what it was. And I'm a huge sports fan. I'm a huge hockey fan. I've pretty much bled hockey since I was a 4-year-old child. My dad would take me around the rink and everything, and it was just such a huge part of my life. So I'm like, okay, I have hockey and I have this kind of reputation of it being kind of a boys club and, not a space for, everyone. So I spoke with a bunch of different people. I spoke with Brock McGillis, who's the first out pro player in hockey history, to my knowledge, and to a lot of other people's knowledge. I talked to Curtis Gabriel, an NHL player who's also an outspoken ally of the LGBTQ plus community. They gave me their insight into their experiences speaking out against homophobia and the culture around hockey. And the more I researched, the more I found out about the LGBTQ plus community's relationship with hockey, and the fact that there are just so many of us out there who feel the same way. They bleed hockey, they love hockey, and that's what this Pride Night is all about. There's just so much to be celebrated in that regard.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way, and I know that the NHL and the Penguins in particular have embraced it for many, many years, and we obviously had a strong tie when Brian Burke was working here. We all know his situation with his son Brendan, and they started the You Can Play program together, and Brooks Orpik, a former Penguin and a BC alum like you, was a very outspoken member of that whenever he was a spokesman for that program. But I wanted to ask you, too, I mean, you obviously just said you've been a fan since you're 4 years old. You found some things you didn't realize during your research project. How is playing, hockey and being around, others in the community in those groups, helped you realize that it was a very open and accepting group and a sport that was very open to just embracing the community at large?
Yeah, as I said before, there are just so many of us out there who love hockey and also happen to be members of the LGBTQ plus community. So many so that there are massive hockey tournaments that are basically all LGBTQ plus individuals all over the world. And each city has their own team or their own league that you can join to play in one of these tournaments. I have a background back in Boston, as you said, back at BC. I joined a league called the IHL, which stands for the Inclusive Hockey League. And while I can't repeat my team name on air, the message of the league was to love and respect everyone you play against, and the toxicity of some adult leagues was out the window. In fact, it was such a great environment that straight people, too, from all over the New England area would drive in 50 miles to come play in the league, and it was just such a fun environment. And I play in LGBTQ plus tournaments all the time in my spare time when I'm not producing for you and for Stag and for Joe and all that. But yeah, it's my community, and it's kind of been one of the highlights of my life so far to join up with some of these leagues and play in these hockey tournaments. It makes me feel amazing, and it's just so amazing to be a part of.
Well, Jacob, it was amazing to talk to you about it and just to hear your enthusiasm talking about how, you've been embraced in those leagues. And I know we have a really great community here in Pittsburgh that has some great hockey leagues as well. I got to talk to a few of them a few years ago. It's great stuff. But thank you for your time here, my friend. It's been a great conversation on this Pride Night, and I hope we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely, Mets. I'm always here.
All right, my friend, that is Jacob Lassner, our executive producer here at the Penguins Radio Network. Great stuff from him and a great conversation. When I come back, a couple of news bites from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking, at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common app. One application for all your goals. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report, where the Pens lead the Ducks 1-0 after one period of play here in Pittsburgh. And as I mentioned, they significantly outshot them 16-8, and they're looking to build upon that one-goal lead. Looking around the league at a couple of news and notes, the World Cup of Hockey host cities have been narrowed down to 16. We all know that tournament is set to take place in North America and Europe in February of 2028. And it'll be exciting to see where that ends up landing. There are 10 North American cities and 6 in Europe on that narrowed down list. And hopefully some of those end up being a little close to home, which would make watching those games a little bit more fun if you could get to see a few of them in person here in Pittsburgh or in the surrounding area. Looking around at a couple of injuries, etc., we all know that Evgeny Malkin was placed on the IR today. Disappointing news after the start that Gino is off to this season, and he was out for maintenance the other day, and then lo and behold, now out on the injured reserve week to week with his upper body injury. So hopefully that is nothing that's going to last too long, because he has been a vital cog in the situation here in Pittsburgh. Should mention that Blake Lizotte also was added to that injured reserve list, and he has probably been maybe not as offensively important, but just as important in terms of all aspects of his game that he brought to the table for the Pittsburgh Penguins. When we come back here, Joe Brand and Michelle Crecchiolo of second period action between Pens and Ducks for you. Hear it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
This holiday season, SiriusXM Comedy has something for everyone. Get personal with your favorite comedians with 15 Questions Holiday Edition.
Advent calendars are joy scrolling before there was joy scrolling. Every day you pop up in a new window and something comes out.
The top 25 comedy tracks of 2025. Plus, Larry the Cable Guy and the Fun Bunch are live from the Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska for their annual holiday show.
I hope it ain't snowing.
The SiriusXM Comedy channels, 93 through 99, and on the SiriusXM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
WindowNation.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The biggest names in the game.
Kudrov, score! The Lightning winner!
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio.
We're all set to begin the second period here in Pittsburgh. The Penguins with a 1-0 lead over the Anaheim Ducks, and they've still got 31 seconds of a power play to begin this period. Its opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Crosby wins it, dumps it back down into the Penguins' end. Now here's Brian Rust over the Ducks line, goes rink wide to Crosby in the slot, backhanded shot, can't get the redirection. They fight for it on the side of the cage, but it gets cleared over to the far side. And now pumped out to a speeding Ryan Poehling over the Penguins line. Far circle, drags through, wrapped up by Carlson, who kicks the puck over to the near side. Ryan Russell taken in full flight over the Ducks line. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Only able to get a short pass off that the Ducks take away. Kreider's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Here come the Ducks in the Penguin zone. Dip back, shot fired, saved by Gelovs, who comes away with a big save after having 8 in the first 20 minutes. He's got 1 in the opening 38 seconds of the second period. 1-0 the Penguins lead.
Didn't love the Penguins' puck management in the waning seconds there, right at the penalty box, and 4 Ducks go the other way as soon as Chris Kreider's released, and he's a Penguins killer. You know, you don't want to see him have a part of a rush there, but as we said, Artur Gelovs was solid in that first period, and he's carrying that over to the second.
Boy, he is, and especially this year, Kreider with 2 goals against the Pens back in October, including the game winner. Now the Penguins are back in the Duck zone. Connor Dewar fires it towards the net, but it flutters above the cage. Stanton Heinen plays it off the boards. He goes for a centering pass that got sticked away by Leo Carlson. Now the youngster for the Ducks will skate it up to the neutral zone over the Penguins logo. Sweeps to the far side as Zellweger rips a shot. Glove saves Gelovs. And the Ducks have come out firing already. This team outscores their opponents by 8 goals in the second period. You go to their last game against the Chicago Blackhawks, they outshot the Hawks 53-20. Outshooting them by 20 shots in the second period, 27-7. So you got to imagine that some of the paint was being peeled off the walls in the locker room of Joel Quenneville during that first intermission.
53 shots. That is just obscene, Joe.
27 in the second period, a set a franchise record. Now the Ducks win the draw. Shot fired, shoulder save Gelovs. Rebound knocked down by McTavish. He tries to shovel it home, but Shea takes it away. Over a minute gone in this second period, and the Ducks have come out firing. They've actually taken a shot away from the Penguins. Not sure when that happened. But the Ducks have the only 3 shots on goal to start this period. And again, the Penguins had a power play for the first 31 seconds. Now the Pens take a loose puck. They spit it the other way. It goes rolling down to the Ducks' end, but Minchikov races it down for Anaheim. Tried to clear it out, couldn't. Chris Letang keeps it alive, down to the corner. Somebody lost their stick. It was Beckett Seneca. He races to the Duck bench to get a new one. Meanwhile, the Penguins try to keep it alive in the Duck zone. Kevin Hayes cruising towards the crease, tried to tuck home. A tough angle shot couldn't. Letang's got a far point. He rips a shot, bangs off traffic, goes over to the near side. Taken away by Alex Killorn. In full flight, he'll chip it down to the Penguins' end near corner. Chips and chases his own end as Ryan Shea flips it over to the far side. Couldn't clear it out, though. Ryan Strome sends it towards the net. It's swept away by Shea. He clears it ahead on the near side. Got it to Crosby, but he had to get it over to Chris Letang, who will chip it out to the Ducks' end. Penguins get a change here. As the Ducks snap it ahead into the Penguin zone. Rolls over to the far corners. It's cranked the other way from Strome. Toronto fights for it, but loses the battle. And the Penguins take the puck back. Stretch pass ahead to Rust on a bit of a breakaway. Lacombe in the Duck zone. Backhand shot wide of the net from Rust as it goes over to the far point. Now a tumbling puck taken by Ryan Graves. He'll feed Crosby. Gets it over to Rust over the Ducks line again. Crosby in the near circle. Centering pass. It's Novak in the corner to Rust. Fires and a save by Husso. On the top line. Whipping the puck around once again with some solid puck movement, but the Penguins still hanging on to just a 1-goal lead.
You know, I got the chance to ask Jake Gensel about Brian Rust. They played together for a while, and he said that's a guy that doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, that he's just an all-around player, can play in all situations. We were talking about 4 nations, and he said in those tournaments, that's what you need. And the Olympics, like, you need guys to play different roles. So he's like, I love Rusty. He's an unbelievable player, and I would vouch for him to play for Team USA because he just does it all.
Well, he was invited to the orientation in August. Keep an eye on that USA roster as the Penguins send a wrister. Loose puck just swept out by Anaheim. Now there's a one-timer. That's wide of the net from the attempt from Graves. Penguins keep it alive. Graves at the blue line. Clifton in the near circle. Tried to send a cross-ice pass. Went off one of the Duck skates. Now down below for Kindle. In behind the net. He sweeps it up to the corner for Mantha. He'll take it to the circle, loses the puck. Anaheim takes it away, and they clear it out towards center ice. Trying to figure out who that was. It may have been Drew Hellison that just swept the puck away. It was slowly gliding towards the red line. And the Penguins have brought back a strong push after Anaheim started this period with most of the pressure. 1-0 the Penguins lead. Almost 4 minutes gone. Stretch pass ahead. Dewar fires. Shoulder save from Husso. Anaheim can't clear it out just yet. Koivunen keeps it alive at the far half wall, but now Carlson will take it away. Up to the neutral zone. Granlund, a touch pass back to Carlson. He coughs up the puck at the Penguin blue line, and then takes it back, flipped it off the skate of Achari. It goes angling out to the neutral zone. Anaheim regroups. Radko Gudas over to Carlson. Over the Penguins line near side. Throws it down to the wall, stripped away by Parker Wotherspoon. Ducks fight to keep it alive in the near corner of the Penguins' end. Pitched along to the circle. Achari bats it over to Dewar. He'll take it towards center ice. Take a hard hit into the wall by Radko Gudas, but Heinen's got the puck. Got it over to Erik Karlsson. Will in very veteran fashion take it back into the Penguins' end. Now sent ahead down to the Ducks' end. Slowly rolls in behind Husso's net as Zellweger gets wrapped up into the boards by Dewar. Cranked around the near wall. It goes angling out to the neutral zone. Letang takes it back. He'll fling it down to the Ducks' end. Husso out of his net to slow it down. 15-15 to go in the second period. Penguins lead 1-0, outshooting the Ducks 20-11. Saucer pass ahead to McTavish, nearly stolen away by Crosby. McTavish gets it to Gudas, now sends it all the way down to the Penguins' end. And will easily be icing with less than 15 to go in the second period. Penguins lead 1-0.
Well, Joe, unleashing AI takes brain power and real power. And from right here in Pittsburgh, EQT fuels the innovation, driving the next big play. Who will drive the next big play for the Penguins here? Lining up for this offensive zone faceoff. Top line out with Erik Karlsson, and I believe that is Chris Letang.
That's a good call. And I got my money on the top line for driving the next big play, although Crosby can't win the draw against McTavish, and the Ducks get it out towards center ice. They could have numbers here in the Penguin zone, 3-on-2. Pass a little bit out of the reach of Seneca. Shot fired. Glove save. Shelovs. How do you read that one? Top and to the right side of the crease. He keeps it 1-0 Penguins with his 12th save of the night.
You know, Joe, it's worth mentioning, too. See Chris Letang wearing the A. Brian Rust wearing the A again for a second straight game with Evgeny Malkin out. Definitely well-deserved for him. Absolutely a leader on this team and a huge part of everything that they do.
You know, it's funny, when he was wearing it on Sunday in Dallas, it almost didn't shock me, right? You almost always expect is the Ducks score a tough angle shot from Jackson Lacombe, just gliding with the puck towards the goal line, and on the far side, he's somehow able to sneak it over the shoulder of Artur Shilovs. And with all this strong push in the second period, the Anaheim Ducks tied things up with 14:41 to go in the second period.
Jackson Lacombe is just a stud and had breakout year last season after a strong rookie year before that, and that's just players of his caliber, elite players like that are going to go for those shots and score on them. That's a tough angle there, and he was able to find a little slice of net and put it home.
Jackson Lacombe with his 4th goal of the season. He's starting his 8-year extension at $72 million. He led Anaheim in all defensemen with 14 goals last season and was closing in on Shilovs, who was hugging that far post but just went a little bit down, and there was the smallest space over his right shoulder as Kindle couldn't connect on a one-timer. Now the Ducks take it back in transition. There's Ryan Strome tapping it back to Killorn above the near circle. Over to the far circle. Shot fired. Redirected wide. To the near corner. McGroarty races it down. Takes it towards center ice. He'll flip it ahead into the Ducks end. Out of reach, though, and that'll be icing by the Pens. 14 minutes to go in the second period. We're tied up at 1 now. Pens and Ducks.
Long shift for this kid line. But, Joe, Rucker McGroarty, 4 shots already. Ville Koivunen with 3, and Ben Kindle with 3 as well. So it feels like they're starting to really build that chemistry. And, you know, this is a great team, a welcoming team, but I think it's nice for Ben to have a couple of fellow young guys. You saw him talking with Rucker McGroarty on the plane on the flight back from Dallas for a long time, and I think it's just adds to that comfortability.
As the Ducks win the draw, quick shot and a save by Shilovs. As McGroarty throws a little jab at Beckett Seneca in between the rings. And the officials get in between them. But a 1-1 tie after an equalizer from Jackson Lacombe. We've got under 14 to play in the second. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team, because doing what's right for our planet is vital work, best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
Bring your crew to a party on 5th Ave. Pittsburgh Penguins group tickets are perfect for celebrating birthdays, team outings, and work events. There are even fundraising opportunities available for your group. They slot to Malkin, a drive. Loose puck in front, they score! Make unforgettable memories together at PPG Paints Arena. This action-packed Penguin season is presented by UPMC. Special offers available for groups of 10 or more. Visit PittsburghPenguins.com/groups for all the details.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
We're tied at 1 here in Pittsburgh. Jackson Lacombe tying things up in this second period. Under 14 to play. The Penguins out shooting Anaheim 22-14, but the Ducks have had a lot of jump to begin this period, Michelle.
They really did. What you expected. I mean, coming off of a big win and not having the period they would have wanted, I feel like the Penguins really asserted themselves and had the Ducks on their heels for a good portion of it. So they regrouped well, got a goal, but Artur Shilovs responded with a big save after that. So hopefully, it's just next shot mentality for him.
Penguins carry the puck onto their own zone. It's Chris Letang up ahead now to Brazeau. Back to Letang. Down to Brazeau. On the doorstep. Can't finish off a backhand shot. Pavel Minchikov will take it the other way. Along the near side up towards McTavish in the neutral zone for the Ducks. They're in the Penguin zone. Kevin Hayes takes away the loose puck. Here come the Pens. Could be in transition 3-on-2. Hayes far circle. Drags. Lost it. Shea's got it. He drags. Gets it over to Hayes in the circle. He loses it. Kicked over to the far side. The Ducks are looking for a stretch pass. And a diving effort for one of the Anaheim players. The puck pops up in the air. Thought it was going to go out of play, but it stays in play. 13-13 to go in the second. We're tied at 1. Season series finale between the Pens and the Ducks. Penguins are looking for redemption against Anaheim. Nolachari chops it down into the Anaheim zone. Jackson Lacombe, who scored the most recent goal, surrounded by Heinen and Achari, only gets it to the far side as Connor Dewar sweeps it away, then gets thrown down to the ice as it's poked out towards center. Anaheim now with Paling taking it over the Penguins line. Far circle, accelerates, and had a curl around at the corner. Got stripped by Connor Clifton. Ducks keep it alive, though, to the near corner. And a shot coming. We get a whistle blown. This is going to be a penalty on Anaheim, I believe. Officials talking it over, but the Anaheim door is open. Here's the call.
Anaheim penalty against Myers. Too many men on the ice.
There was too many men on the ice as the Ducks are coming into the Penguin zone with some momentum, but just some miscommunication, and the Penguins are going on their third power play of the night.
Couldn't come at a better time. Ducks, like we said, have had a bit of momentum in this period, so perfect way for that top-ranked unit to go over the boards and hopefully find one here after a couple of chances in the first and to start the second.
The Penguins with 5 shots on goal in their previous 2 power plays. Crosby slaps the draw over to the end boards. Anaheim first to get to it. They clear it all the way down. Tied at 1 with 12:25 to go in the second. Penguins on their third power play of the night. Crosby over the Ducks line near side, shovels it to Rust. Takes it down to the corner, swings it around the boards. Kindle chops it down behind Husso's net. Takes it up to the near side to Carlson at the near point. Over to Mantha, far half wall. Back to Carlson at the far point now. Downstairs Mantha to Rust, up to Carlson at the point. Walks the blue line. Kindle one-timer. Didn't get past Gudis with a block shot. Kindle collects the rebound, though. Takes it down to the circle. Downstairs to Rust. They'll play it up to Carlson at the point. Walking the blue line again. Rust at the near half wall. Curls up. Downstairs Kindle. Bottom of the circle. Over to Crosby. Downstairs to Mantha. Plays it at the goal line. To Crosby up again. To Carlson. One-timer. Saved by Husso. Rebound pops out to the near circle. Rust will sweep it over to Carlson with a minute to go on the Penguins' power play. As Carlson's pass gets blocked by Anaheim, neither of the Pens can handle it, and it's sent on down by the Ducks. Off the near corner, it's played by Shelovs.
Carlson had a clean look at the net, no presence there. Next play, Anthony Mantha just parked himself right in front. Said something you need to have success on the man advantage.
Pushed ahead to Novak as the second unit comes out here for the Pens. Kicked out by Anaheim. As Chris Letang will settle it down in his own end. Rink wide pass to Koivunen. Tried to send it ahead to Brazeau. Knocked down by the Ducks. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Novak sweeps it to Letang. Just 20 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. We're tied at 1 with 11 minutes left in the second period. Goes off the skate of Novak to the near corner. Jackson Lacombe cranks it up but not out. Letang keeps it alive far point. To Brazeau. Has to play it off the wall in the near half boards. Shovels it to Koivunen, and at the point he had trouble with it. Kicked out to the neutral zone. On his horse is Gauthier. Loose puck to Kreider in the rings. He fires. Saved by Shelovs. A shorthanded chance for Chris Kreider. He had 6 shorthanded goals last year. He almost picked up one just a moment ago. But Shelovs with a point-blank save. Penguins 0 for 3 on the power play tonight, though. There's a stretch pass ahead to Dewar in the Ducks end. He coughs up the puck. Anaheim takes it the other way. Beckett Seneca now coughs it up. It's rescued by Minchikov. He'll dump it down to the Penguins end. Ryan Shea plays it off the end boards. Sends it all the way down. This will be icing by the Pens. 10:07 to go in the second period. Tied at 1. The Penguins with a lot of good passing on that power play, but unable to pull the trigger.
And you know, I guarantee they're going to say you can't pass the puck into the net, and that's something that they get away from it a bit when they start doing that. So it's just regrouping, getting to the blue paint, especially as we mentioned earlier. I feel like Husso between the pipes, you want to make him work. Penguins weren't able to do that quite as much as they would have liked on that third power play, so they need to kind of have that focus here moving forward.
Top power play in the NHL, and the Pittsburgh Penguins is now 0 for their last 5. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 2 in Dallas on Sunday. And the Ducks penalty kill in the bottom 5 coming into this one, so they've done great work. As the Pens shovel it down to Anaheim zone, but Olin Zellweger races it down, plays it off the near boards, gets it to Connor Dewar. They'll take it down to the corner. Here's a penalty on the Pens. I believe this is going to be tripping on Danton Heinen. Well, you knew pretty soon the Ducks were going to get a power play, and it comes at the 9:50 mark of this second period. Heinen to the box.
Pittsburgh number 43, 2-minute penalty for interference.
Now the Penguins shorthanded when we come back. We're tied at 1 with less than 10 in the second on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is Sirius XM NFL Radio.
Hi, this is Bob Popper from Airing It Out. Week 15 is here, and we have some huge matchups that will impact the playoff picture.
When people say, well, who do you like? I'm like, I don't know that there's a dominant team right now.
The Bills and the Patriots, the Lions and the Rams, and the Chargers visit the Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
The NHL is on Sirius XM.
3-on-1. Connor McDavid, right circle, ditches, gets it back and scores.
With your favorite team's calls all season long.
It's a power play goal for Matthew Tkachuk.
The rivalries, the big goals, the moments you wait for. Plus, insiders to bring you closer to the decisions that shape the league.
Commissioner of the NHL, Mr. Gary Bettman.
NHL Network Radio, where the hockey talk never stops. On Sirius XM 91 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay. And it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
At PittsburghPenguins.com. Well, after going 0 for 3 on the power play tonight, the Penguins are shorthanded for the first time in this game. It's a 1-1 tie, 9:50 to go in the second. Danton Heinen in the box for interference, and the Anaheim Ducks on their first power play of the night. We're going to face off to the right of Artur Shilovs. As Granlund gets kicked out of the face-off circle, Leo Carlsson will take over. After the draw, puck sits idle on the circle. Carlsson got it up to Achari. He'll bring it up towards center ice. Connor Dewar chips it down into the Duck zone. Now Achari pestering Lacombe for the puck and able to milk off some more time. 15 seconds gone on the Penguins PK. Ducks skated up towards center ice. It's Lacombe who had the equalizer. He drops it back to Troy Terry. Now flipped over to the far side for Chris Kreider. He'll take the puck for a ride along the boards at the near corner. Parker Wotherspoon couldn't clear it out. Granlund got in the way. Fought for in the near corner. Shoveled up along the boards. The high slot Lacombe. Over to Terry, near point. Back to Lacombe, far side. They'll walk the blue line. High slot above the far circle. Carlsson fires. Shoulder save from Shilovs. Rebound handled by Carlsson. Pitches it up along the far wall. Kreider kicks it over to Lacombe. Now to Granlund near circle. Back to Lacombe. High slot. Hangs on. To Granlund above the near circle. Granlund, he sends a wrister, redirected in front. Big save by Shilovs with Kreider right in his kitchen. Got a slight redirection, but Shilovs reading it the entire way.
And that is not the guy you want right in your face. He's so good, especially against Pittsburgh, and he made a great diving play to keep the puck in the zone and keep possession and allow for that chance. So Chris Kreider's definitely doing what Chris Kreider does, but Artur Shilov's there to stop him from finding the net on that redirect chance.
Kreider leading the Ducks with 6 power play goals this year. We're tied at 1 with under 9 to play. 62 seconds on the Penguins PK. The Pens win the draw, and it's cleared all the way down into the Anaheim zone.
Ben Kendall out there getting some more shorthanded time with Brian Russ. That it's something he takes a lot of pride in, and he's honored to get some time there.
Zellweger brings it into the Penguin zone to McTavish at the point. He gets pushed out to the neutral zone by Ryan Shea. 40 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. We're tied at 1, past the halfway point of the second period. McTavish in the Penguin zone again at that point, pressured by Shea, but Seneca comes away with the puck in the near corner, flips it up to McTavish. Slows down above the near circle. The high slot Zellweger. Over to Gauthier, far circle. Back up to Zellweger. Over to McTavish, under his stick. Puck rolls in behind the net. Kicked ahead by Letang, and Ben Kindle will clear it on down. As puck rolls into the Ducks' end, we go to single digits on the Penguins PK. Heinen standing up in the box with 2 seconds to go. Ahead to Seneca, gets it over the Penguins line, wrapped up by McGroarty. Loose puck to the far circle. Out of the box is Heinen. We're back to 5-on-5. Connor Clifton now stretches it up ahead to McGroarty. He cruises into the Duck zone, near corner, curls around at the corner. Tried to feed Crosby, couldn't. Now a rink-wide pass, jumps under the stick of Clifton. Stretch pass ahead for Mason McTavish, luckily just out of his reach. Otherwise, it would have been a clean breakaway. McGroarty comes away with the puck, tried to clear it. He does get it out towards center ice, but Anaheim regains control with 7:20 to go in the second period, tied at 1. It's Ryan Poehling back in the Penguin zone, sweeps it up to Lacombe, up top to Trouba, wrists one wide of the net. Rolls over to the near corners, Lacombe settles it down. Cross pass to Granlund, jumped off his stick. Graves fights for it in the near corner, leads it ahead to McGroarty, who will flip it ahead of the neutral zone, but Trouba paws it down. Spits it over to the near side for Johnston, jumps off his skate. Kevin Hayes will handle it, get it to Connor Clifton, who sends it rink wide to Ryan Graves. Kicks it up ahead to Anthony Mantha. Had some trouble with the puck, but now Clifton will take the puck full flight in the Duck zone in the slot. Broken off by Anaheim. Now stolen away by Mantha. He rips it. Glove save. Husso to keep this game tied up at 1. 6:38 to go in the second period. Penguins out shooting 25-17. With the Ducks with the most recent goal still from Jackson Lacombe.
Great job by Justin Brazeau to stay on side, and Anthony Mantha with the chance there. And Joey hasn't found the back of the net in a while. I know, and that's what he brings. That's his bread and butter is scoring goals, and he hasn't found the net since November 9th against Los Angeles. So he has scored against this team before. He got one in the first meeting, so hopefully he can find another one.
Yeah, again, that was a tough loss for the Pens back in October against the Ducks. Ended up winning out the rest of that road trip with wins in L.A. and San Jose. Don't get them off on the right foot under Dan Muse at the beginning of this season. Erik Karlsson sweeps the puck away after what could have been a dangerous 2-on-1 for Anaheim. Now the puck squirts back into the neutral zone, but Minchikov takes it back. Leo Karlsson skated right into his teammate Chris Kreider, but the Ducks take it back. Here's Karlsson trying to get around Crosby, couldn't, but now the Ducks take it back. Minchikov over the Penguins line. Kreider in the slot, fed it over to Karlsson, jumped over his stick at the far corner. Pushed ahead on the far wall. Karlsson loses it. It's Terry near circle, drags, fires, and scores. He goes top shelf on Shilovs as the Penguins had all the trouble in the world getting the puck out of their zone. The Ducks remained relentless, and they take their first lead of the night. It's 2-1 with under 6 to play in the second period.
And that all started with some puck mismanagement in the neutral zone. Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust just couldn't connect, couldn't get possession. Ducks get the zone and are able to find the back of the net there with a snipe from Troy Terry, who actually grew up in Colorado, wanted to be a goalie because of Patrick Waugh. Too good at scoring goals, so ended up being a player. And Joe Sakic actually coached his son's team during the lockout and said to Troy Terry's dad, like, hey, I've never seen hands like that on a kid in a long time. So clearly has done well in the NHL. You definitely don't want to give him looks like that.
Well, a guy named after Troy Aikman pitches in on the offense for the Anaheim Ducks. A 2-1 lead as Terry's got his 8th goal of the season. Under 6 to play in the second period. Anaheim dumps it back into the Penguin zone quickly. Seneca fights for the puck against Shea at the near corner. Kindle digs the puck out. Can't get it all that far, though, as Anaheim spits it over to the far side. Zellweger up top to McTavish. Quick shot on net, redirected as Gauthier was waiting on the near side of the crease. And now Koivunen can't clear the puck out. McTavish keeps it alive for the Ducks over at the far circle. It's Zellweger. The far side, Shilovs kicks it out with a stick save. And the Penguins finally get it out to the neutral zone. Ben Kindle over the Penguins logo gets to Ryan Shea. He'll take it over the Ducks line, bottom of the near circle. To the corner, takes it over to the far side, curls around, stops at the half wall, sends it off the end boards with a backhand pass. McCurdy sends it deep again. Kindle takes it away from the corner, plays it off the wall to Shea along the blue line. Wrister coming, blocker save, Husso. Graves pumps it deep for Koivunen below the goal line. Kindle at the far circle. Got it back over to Koivunen at the hash marks, up top to Graves. He'll wrist one, doesn't get through traffic. Tumbling puck handled by Koivunen. Snapped over to Clifton. He'll take it to the high slot. Now back over to Koivunen in the circle. Cross ice looking for Kindle. He has to play it off the near wall. Kindle sitting idle with it. Thrown off the puck. Coughed it right up to Cutter Gauthier, who will dump it down to the Penguins' end. And Kindle slow to get up after taking a stern hit along the near wall.
from Radko Gudas, who that's just what he does, Joe. And that's kind of one of those moments, I think, as a rookie where you take a hit like that from a player like that, and it's like, all right, you're in the big leagues now, kid.
4:10 to play in the second with the Penguins down 2-1. Ducks are back in the Penguin zone. Up top to Lacombe. Shot past to Trouba. Wrister coming, doesn't get through traffic. It's handled by Brazeau. He sends it ahead to Wotherspoon, but too far ahead. The Ducks will take it back. Down pressure from Brazeau and Hayes, but still get it down to the Penguins' end. Shelov's to play it. Leaves it for Carlson in behind Shelov's net. To Wotherspoon with 3:45 to go in the second period. Penguins down 2-1. Mantha couldn't handle it. The Brazeau couldn't handle it at the blue line. Ducks take it the other way to the far circle towards the crease, and a beautiful move by Ross Johnston in front of Shelov's, but couldn't finish off the shot. Ducks still with it. Far half wall up top to Minchikov. Shot fired. Shoulder save Shelov's. Rebound swept out to the high slot. Minchikov keeps it alive for Anaheim. Down to the far corner. It goes off the skate of Kevin Hayes. Flipped off the end wall as Erik Karlsson will dig it out. Intended towards center ice. Troy Terry pawed it down, but the Penguins are still able to get it into the Ducks' end. They need a change. Everyone's been out there at least 69 seconds. 3 minutes to play in the second. Penguins down 2-1. Ducks are back over the Penguins line. It's Troy Terry, Alex Killorn with a cross-ice pass from the corner. Penguins break it off from the slot. Chris Letang chips it out to center ice. Crosby off to the races. Gets around Jackson Lacombe. Kicks it over to Shea. Near circle. Fired wide of the net. The rebound slowed down by Crosby. Got it to Letang, who keeps it onside, dangling along the blue line. Tommy Novak in behind the net, but Jackson Lacombe got there first. One-timer from Letang just wide of the net on the feed from Rust. And the Ducks clear it down into the Penguins' end. That'll be icing with 2:25 to go in the second period. There's some very creative passing from the Penguins. Nearly generated a chance, but they come up short. Still 2-1 Anaheim.
That was an excellent shift, Joe, and just what the Penguins needed after, again, they were starting to get away from it in the defensive zone, and they've been so good with their detail and bearing down, but they were just starting to run around a bit. So Sidney Crosby, great job separating the puck from the body, gets a try and Shea, gets a chance, and they kind of just go from there.
Crosby wins the draw, gets to Karlsson in the Duck zone. He tried to fire a pass to Sid in behind the net. Now Novak steals the puck away from Anaheim, drops it down to the corner. Russ pumps it along the end boards. Crosby spins it up to the near side for Letang. Collects at the point. Cross ice to Russ. Now back to Novak. Shot fired, redirected. Somehow Uso stop it. Far circle Russ. His shot goes wide of the crease. And Letang can't keep it alive along the near wall. It goes rolling down to the Penguins' end. Under 2 minutes to play in the second period. 2-1 Anaheim. As Novak drops it down into the Ducks' end. Uso plays it, spits it over to the far side. Kindle keeps it alive at the far half wall. Tries to play keep away at the high slot. Got it to the far wall from McGroarty. Downstairs to Kindle. Along the end boards for Ville Koivunen. Pitches it up to Graves. He fires. Traffic in front, but Uso reading it once again with a glove save. 1:38 to go in the second period, and it's still 2-1 Anaheim. The Ducks with the only 2 goals in this second period on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. Fanatics experience.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanger.
2-1 Anaheim with 1:38 to go in the second period. As the Ducks have tied things and taken the lead in this second. Penguins have been threatening to tie things up, but still have come up short. Ville Husso's come away with some pretty big saves, Michelle.
Yeah, he's been strong, and it's a credit to him. He was third on the depth chart going in, and injuries at the position put him in the starting role. And he said, you know, if I've learned anything, and especially the last few years, it's to be ready. You never know your chance is going to come, and you have to take advantage. And so far, so good.
That's been a goaltending saga for the Anaheim Ducks. November 22nd is when Lucas Dostal went down with an upper body issue. So that's when Ville Husso was called up. Then on November 30th, Peter Mrazek went down. That's when they called up. I got to take a moment to get all the pronunciations for this guy's name. Vyacheslav Buyetevs. And hopefully that'll be the only time I have to say his name tonight.
I was thinking about that too.
He has come into one NHL game. He's only the 72nd guy in NHL history to appear in an NHL, AHL, and ECHL game in the same year.
The Triple Crown.
If you want to call it that. Final minute of this second period. Penguins down by 1. The Ducks spit it back into the Penguins, and that'll be icing, though. 51.3 seconds to go.
Man, and both teams, getting their goalie depth tested this year. Saw Sergei Murashov for the Penguins, and Tristan Jarry's been on a hot stretch, but got Artur Shilov's back in tonight, and he's been really good so far.
Yeah, by all means, this has been a solid bounce back for Shilov so far. 16 saves tonight. Penguins win the draw in the Ducks zone. 45 seconds to go in the second period. They're chasing one. Kicked along the boards, but taken out by Leo Carlson. He'll chip it ahead to back at Seneca into the Penguin zone with some speed. Stripped to the puck by Ryan Shea, though. Eric Carlson buys some time, gets it ahead to Rust. He'll carry it to the Ducks zone. Novak on the near side, pitches it back to Ryan Shea. Sends it off the end boards to Rust. Takes it over to the corner. Now Shea swings it over to the far side. Carlson, one-timer, shoulder save, Husso. Second attempt, another save by Husso. Third attempt, they score! Tommy Novak stays hot. And before this second period can end, the Penguins tie things up at 2.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. The Penguins just kept knocking on that door, broke it down. Husso was standing tall, but you had to just keep pushing. That's what they did, and Tommy Novak was able to squeak one in there. Playing really well on that top line with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust. Got the call there with some injuries and moving around the lineup, and his game's really been coming along, Joe. That's now 6 points in his last 7 games. And he's really bringing those offensive instincts that are the strength of his game. From behind the net. Just a beautiful play there. Not much Husso can do on that one.
Wow. Yeah, sneaks it off the left thigh of Ville Husso, like you said, below the goal line. And Tommy Novak now with 2 goals in 2 career games against Ville Husso.
You love seeing players try those types of shots, Joe, because that means they have confidence. They're willing to just go for it. See if it works. If it doesn't, just go back to the drawing board. But he's someone that you want to see him get that confidence because they need him to step up, especially with some of the injuries.
And another quick shot from Clifton at the far point. That'll end the second period, but with less than 20 seconds after Tommy Novak's goal, the Penguins still trying to pick up another one. But a great finish for the Pens, who cough up their lead but tie things up thanks to Tommy Novak. A 2-2 tie here in Pittsburgh, and that's exactly the kind of response the Penguins are looking for, Michelle.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was one of those things, too, Joe, where you felt like even though they gave up a couple of goals, and maybe Artur Shilov's will definitely look at the video about how to play those, you felt good about their game. So I think they responded well, and, that top line, that's who you want to sort of respond and set the tone in situations like that, and they've been buzzing all night and find one there.
Eric Carlson and Ryan Shea credited with the assists. Tommy Novak with the equalizer to tie things up at 2. Brian Metzer just popped into the booth. He'll have the second intermission report for us with the Penguins and Ducks tied at 2 through 40 here in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com. It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Our Penguins Pledge champion partners, PPG, U.S. Steel, EQT, Wesco, Indra Energy, and Coca-Cola are all committed to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products. And they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome into our second intermission report. I almost said first, where the Penguins and Ducks are tied at 2 after 2 periods of play here in Pittsburgh on this Pride Night at PPG Paints Arena. Brian Metzer here with you, and that period contained a little more action than that first one, even though the Penguins had all those shots. This one was the two teams exchanging chances. There were 26 combined shots. The Ducks ended up with 2 getting past Artur Shilovs, and the Penguins ended up getting 1 past Husso. So that brings us to our 2-2 score. But the goal scoring did start at 5:19 when Lacombe scored his 4th of the season from Seneke and Gauthier. At that moment, it was a tie hockey game, but Troy Terry would open a lead for the Ducks, their first of the night, at 14:10. Beating Shilovs with a shot from the right circle, and he looked like he would want that one back. But the Penguins bailed their goaltender out at 19:40 when Tommy Novak, the red-hot Tommy Novak, scored his 5th goal of the season from Eric Carlson and Ryan Shea. Just a nice play by Novak. He's stuck with it. Took first shot, gets his own rebound, and he had Stickum on the end of his stick or something. The puck just clung to it, got another shot in behind Husso, and tied this hockey game. A couple of power play opportunities. You had too many men on the ice on the Ducks side, and the Penguins weren't able to capitalize upon that, but they were able to kill off Danton Hyman's interference call at 10:10 when he went to the box. Shots on goal again, 13-10 in favor of the Penguins. They're now out shooting the Ducks for the game, 29-18. We have a whole lot more coming your way in this intermission report. Michelle Crecchiolo is standing by to talk some pucks with us, and we'll do that next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Here they come over the neutral zone to Rust. He shoots, he scores! Brian Rust with the goal. And you know what that means, folks? Rusty Shakes half off from Milkshake Factory.
You heard that right, Pittsburgh. Brian Rust here letting you know that I'm bringing back Pittsburgh's #1 milkshake.
Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and hot fudge topped with whipped cream and a chocolate 17. When you hear this, come down to the Milkshake Factory for half-off shakes.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome back into our second intermission report, where the Pens and Ducks are tied at 2 after 2 in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer here with you, and now joined by Michelle Crecchiolo. It's a meeting with Mish.
Yes.
And you were mentioning to me a little bit ago, you had a story that you were interested in sharing that involved Brian Rust, the warrior for the Penguins, and Leo Carlsson.
Yeah, so the backstory there, Mets, is that both players deal with speech impediments, stutters. And so before the Ducks made Carlson the second overall pick in 2023, Russ spoke to him over the phone and, sort of gave him advice about how to handle the media demands of being a top prospect. And he was like, I kind of ramped it up a bit through college and, in the American League and the pros. So I had time to sort of work through it. Whereas, he comes in as such a highly touted blue chip guy. There's a lot of cameras, a lot of attention. So the relationship started there. And then Brian Rust has he does meet and greets with kids and their families.
Which is totally awesome,
yes,
by the way.
So awesome. And it's called Friends Who Stutter. And so he meets with them to sort of, give them advice, help them feel confident. He's done that for a while now. So when we were in Anaheim last season, Leo had him come over to help him start a similar initiative over there. So, Brian Ross actually got hurt in that game. It was a 5-1 loss. It was just a tough night, but he had an ice bag strapped to his leg and made his way over. And they met with a young Ducks fan who is a member of the Friends community out west. And it was just an awesome scene. And then fast forward to this year, Leo Carlsson's actually going to join Brian Ross meet and greet tonight with the Friends Who Stutter community.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's really cool, and I think it's something that for them to share their stories really does a lot. And I just think it's really cool too, because I talked to Russ about this before, and he said he's seen some old YouTube interviews from his days at Notre Dame that he said they're painful to watch, and he learned that it's just like, all right, well, okay, in certain situations, take a deep breath, do this, do that, little cues that he would give himself. And then he said once he turned pro, he made the decision he wasn't going to let his stutter define him. So he's never shied away from doing media, as we know, and so many people know. And as he's grown into a team leader and member of the core, he stepped up even more in that regard. And he said, I wasn't going to be the guy who was going to be different. I wasn't going to let that define me of this guy's not going to do media because of this, which I think we all would have understood if he didn't want to. But he was like, no, I just want to be one of the guys, and that's gone a long way. So it's cool to see him sort of kind of persevere through that and help young kids along the way. And now Leo Carlsson's doing the same over in Anaheim. And Rusty said, for me, he's really really proud of that. And it's something that was kind of his goal through this, hopefully get some more conversations started and some more people getting involved. And he said seeing Leo take the reins on that is really cool, because he's such a young guy. And so he'll be able to do it for a really long time, for years to come.
Help a lot of people, yeah.
Exactly. So hopefully it'll just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Hey, if Brian Russ is going to talk to the media, Gino has no excuses. That's all I can say. Because he has mastered the English language far better than anyone would dream. He just doesn't want to do it. But on the other end of it, it's amazing to hear Rusty, Mish, because sometimes you don't even remember he has a stuttering issue, because he's gotten so good and he's done so many good things there, and it's just remarkable. The other night, I just heard that little thing pop up when he was speaking, and I'm like, our production assistant, Grace, said, I didn't even know Brian Russ dealt with that. That tells you how far he's come.
Exactly. And I will say, he's such a good interview. He's so quotable. He'll come at you with these great lines here and there, and it's just, so I'm glad that he made the decision because we all are reaping the benefits of that.
It is awesome to see that. Great stuff there, Michelle, and I love that info that you shared about Carlson and Russ, so thank you.
Thank you for letting me talk about it.
Of course, that is Michelle Crecchiolo. Of course, you'll hear her in the third period with Joe Brand. When I come back, some news and notes from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's crunch time. The Shop and Save Tailgate Zone giveaway is happening right now until December 21st. Grab game day snacks that bring the energy and enter for your shot to win a free tailgate party valued up to $450. Just head in store, find the Tailgate Zone signs, and scan the QR code to enter online. One tailgate party is given away every week. Submit an entry each week to be eligible. Shop, save, enjoy life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See store for official rules.
Looking for the ultimate getaway? Stay and play at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Whether you're here for a weekend escape or a midweek retreat, we've got everything you need under one roof. Wake up refreshed in one of our stunning rooms and head straight to the action, just steps away from the casino floor. Enjoy a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment, all just outside your door. Visit riverscasino.com and book your stay today. Experience the best of both worlds at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Teamwork, inclusion, respect, and acceptance are at the heart of hockey. The Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation is proud to host its Pride Game auction celebrating these defining principles. Take your shot and bid to win specialty autographed jerseys, locker room nameplates, and additional memorabilia showing inclusion, hope, and allyship in the hockey community. Your support benefits local LGBTQ+ organizations. Place your bids now through December 15th by visiting pridegame.givesmart.com or by texting Pride Game to 76278.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What the heck could it be?
It's your head coach.
Who's that?
That's Dan Muse.
Oh, my goodness.
Hungry.
He is hungry.
Get a winning hockey team.
So I'm at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's at 4 o'clock in the morning? You know what it says?
Going?
You know what it says to me,
What's
Phil?
that say to you?
It says 1, 2, 3.
What Richard and Phil are really trying to say is, your perfect Ford is already waiting. With over 1,500 vehicles in stock, from tough F-150s to family-friendly SUVs, there's a Ford in your future, and you can find it right now at Schultz Ford.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins and Ducks tied at 2 after 2 in Pittsburgh. Brian Metzer back here with you. And the Canucks, they have had a lot of problems with their true number one starting goaltender over the years. And Thatcher Demko set to make his return for the Canucks against the Sabres on Thursday night. He has missed 12 straight games with a lower body injury. He's just had so many issues for them over the last couple of seasons. And he obviously is tied to them. They signed him, they kept him, and they've always had high hopes, and he's a very stout and outstanding goaltender whenever he is available. He's just been unavailable for so much time over the course of his career. This season, he is 5-4-0 with a 2.80 goals against average and a .903 save percentage in 10 games. So they're anxious to get him back because he does have a 3-year, $25.5 million contract and $8.5 million annual average. So that's a lot of money being paid to a guy that's been on the shelf quite a bit. So he's 30 years old now. We'll see if he can come back and make an impact for the Vancouver Canucks. When we come back here, Joe Brand and Michelle Crecchiolo will bring you third period action between the Pens and Ducks, and you'll hear it all on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Say goodnight to holiday stress and rest easy with Sleep Christmas, a channel designed to induce visions of sugar plums as you drift off to peaceful and ambient holiday sounds. Sleep Christmas for a limited time on the SiriusXM app, along with dozens of other holiday channels and specials.
hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard, nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Everything is better on ice.
It scores through the legs. He's done.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Well, good finish for the Penguins in the second period to tie things up at 2 thanks to a late goal from Tommy Novak. But they did have to tie things up because of the strong push from the Anaheim Ducks. So we're tied at 2 through 2. And a big third period coming up. Both the Penguins and the Ducks, Michelle. Third periods have been pretty big for the Penguins as of late.
Yeah, they really have, which you like to see them build as the game goes on, which I feel like will be a big opportunity here for them against one of the hottest teams in the league. I mean, this stretch, Joe, that the Penguins, of opponents that the Penguins have been facing has been pretty tough. So they've really been, I feel like, learning a lot from these matchups against some hot teams and looking to come out on the other end against Anaheim right here.
Well, the Penguins are in the top 5 of the NHL in terms of goal differential in the third period. They're outscoring their opponents by 9 goals. Anaheim is actually being outscored in the third period. That's the only period that they've been outscored in this year. 31 goals scored, 34 allowed for the Anaheim Ducks. But a 2-2 tie in the final 20 minutes here in Pittsburgh. Sidney Crosby to take the draw against Leo Carlson at center ice. Crosby wins the draw. Opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochran. And the Penguins in their home black sweaters attacking from left to right. Crosby strips the puck to Russ just over the net on a good poke check from Jackson Lacombe. And Crosby continues to hunt. Now Novak, shot fired. It got blocked as Rust snapped a pass in behind the net up to Tommy Novak. This top line continues to buzz.
And there have been so many moments throughout this game, Joe, where Sidney Crosby has separated a Ducks player from the puck and made a play off of it. He did that there, and that was just some tic-tac-toe between these new-ish line mates. And you love to see Tommy Novak starting to find his footing with these guys who have been playing together for so long. It can't be the easiest thing to try to gel with them.
Top line stays out there. Novak far circle, tumbling puck. Russ can't get it to go. It's kicked wide over to the far corner, but the Penguins still with it. Russ snaps it up to Crosby. He wasn't ready for the pass in front of the blue line. It goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. Artur Shelov still in net. 16 saves for the Penguins goaltender tonight. As the Anaheim Ducks attacking from right to left in their road white sweaters. Fought the puck up to the neutral zone, but they take it back. Ahead to Beckett Seneca, who gets past Letang in the Penguin zone. Shuffles a pass over to the far side. Centering pass now kicked out by Letang, who was in the right spot in front of the crease. Fight for the puck in the far wall in the Penguins' end. Brazeau can't come away with it. It goes through his legs, now down to the corner for Seneca. Tries to get around Letang. Sends it up to the far point for Gudis. Rink wide to Zellweger. Wrister coming. Blocker save Shelovs. Rebound tumbles off the end boards and now off the back of the cage. As Kevin Hayes shovels it out towards center ice. Gudis with an outstretched arm corrals it in. Gets it ahead to Zellweger, who backhands it down to the Penguins' end. Carlson waiting at the near corner, sends it over to the far side. It gets kicked up along the wall, but rescued out by Granlund. He sent it out to the neutral zone. Nobody was there for Anaheim as Zellweger races it down into zone end. They fling it back into the Penguin zone. Kicked up along the near wall. There's Johnston. Coughed it up to Mantha. Now Ryan Poehling with a quick shot from the circle. That went wide of the net. Almost 2 minutes gone in this second period. We're tied up at 2. The Pens and the Ducks. Anaheim came in with 18 wins, tied for third in the NHL at the top of the Pacific Division. They've got the puck in the Penguin zone. It's left for Granlund, who tried to drag it past Kindle. He's got it behind Shelov's net now. Coughed it up. Kindle's got it. Kicks it over to the far side, but Granlund collects. Rather, that's Johnston. From the far point, he backhand shovels it down to the corner. Carlson kicked it along, but Poehling was there to steal it. Poehling now taken down to the ice against Carlson. Meanwhile, Parker Wotherspoon wraps up one of the Ducks into the boards. Keeps the puck pinned along the wall right now. It's kicked out to the point. Over to Lacombe, near circle. Rister coming, saved by Shelovs. Popped out to Carlson in front. He'll take it to the far side. Play keep away as Koivinen's able to drag it out to the neutral zone. To Kindle, over the Ducks line, at the point. Gives it to Clifton in full flight. Tried to fire a shot. Came upstairs and caught Vetrano in the face. And he's down to the ice right now. And he'll quickly hustle over to the Ducks bench and head straight to the tunnel. After taking a towel like a handoff of a running back to the quarterback.
Those are always tough plays to see. There's obviously no ill intention. Connor Clifton got a great pass there from Ben Kindle right inside the blue line and just flew off his stick and caught Vetrano there.
If anything, it may have caught the top of the chest of Vetrano to hopefully slow down the puck's momentum. Now the pucks, rather the Pens win the draw. Shot fired, Heinen at the top of the crease. Saved by Husso. Fight for the puck. And another shoulder save from Husso from Ryan Graves. Pens still with it. Clifton at the point. Sends it rink wide. Kicks off the glass at the far corner. Graves comes cruising in. Sends it around the boards to Clifton at the near half wall. To Heinen at the near point. Now over to Graves. Drags along the blue line. To Heinen at the near point. The far circle under the stick of Connor Dewar. Played off the wall by Radko Gudas. He clears it out to center ice. Chris Kreider with it in between the benches. He feeds it into the Penguin zone, but it's taken by Clifton. Anton Heinen couldn't handle the pass. The Ducks take it back. Here's Carlson over the Penguins line on the near side. Gauthier at the near circle. Sandwiched around a couple of Penguins as Heinen sends it around the boards to Tommy Novak far side. Play keep away is getting it to Noel Acciari. He drags it into the Ducks end all by himself. He's outnumbered 3-on-1. Leads a rink wide to Heinen as the Pens fans want an interference call. Now Carlson pumps one in the glove save. Husso. 16:15 to go in regulation. Penguins and Ducks tied up at 2.
Joe, I love Ryan Graves' game tonight. I feel like he's been really solid since coming back from Wilkes-Barre, to the point where you don't really notice him, which for a player like him is good. Like, he's making the plays he needs to make and just getting the job done without a whole lot of fanfare. But tonight, he's really been noticeable on the offensive side with a number of good looks. So
I'm with you. We have not seen the confidence in his puck handling ability like we've seen tonight. As the Penguins keep the puck alive in the Ducks zone near half wall, it's Brian Rust, sends around the boards to Tommy Novak far side, tried to shovel a pass up top, but Beckett Seneca took it away. Former first-round pick will pitch it over to the far side around Crosby. He knocks down a pass, tries to keep it alive in the high slot, but Seneca takes it away. Chips it into the Penguin zone. Now they get it over to McTavish. Would have been all alone, but it jumped over his stick. He corrals it from the far corner. Wrapped up into the boards by Crosby, but he got it to Seneca. Up to the far point for Jacob Trouba. He sends it deep, slowly around the boards. Over to the near side, Lacombe waits for it. Pumps it deep again. In behind the net as it's taken away by Ryan Shea. Flips it up ahead to Brian Rust. He found some traffic from Lacombe. Couldn't cleanly get it into the Ducks end. As Trouba sends it up along the near wall, Penguins get a change. Tied at 2 with 15:15 to go in regulation here in Pittsburgh. Penguins beginning a 5-game homestand. The Ducks beginning a 5-game road trip. Hayes chips it down into the Ducks end around the boards to the far circle. It's taken by Poehling. He'll take it the other way with some speed. Got it over to the near side for Granlund, who taps it down to the Penguins end. Played off the near corner by Wotherspoon. Shoveled up, but coughed up. Granlund's got a wrister coming. Shoulder save. Shelovs. Swept around the boards to the far side. Out of the reach of Drew Hellison. It goes all the way down to the Ducks end.
Paling and Granlund, a couple of former Penguins, and their line's been really good. They had a long shift in the offensive zone, which thankfully the Penguins were able to regroup and go the other way, but they've been good. And Granlund had a 5-point game earlier this season, so he's been fantastic for Anaheim.
And Paling coming over from Philadelphia and the Trevor Zegras deal. And the Penguins are getting well introduced to Zegras these days over in Philly.
Yes, they are.
Big win against the Flyers a few games ago. As the Ducks pitch it down to the Penguins, and Connor Clifton races it down. Looks it ahead to the far side. It's tapped out to McGroarty. Nice touch pass to Koivunen. He and McGroarty right next to each other entering the Duck zone. Here's Kindle trying to get it back to McGroarty. A little sneak attack attempt, but couldn't connect. Sent around the boards. A hustling Connor Clifton keeps it alive at the half wall. Brings it down to the corner as Kindle sweeps it up to Graves at the far point. Over to Koivunen, near point to Clifton, near circle. Back up to Graves, high slot. Over to the far circle for Kindle. Snapped over to Clifton, near circle. Wrister, blocker save. As it's kicked all the way to the far corner. Graves a shot just wide of the net. Second attempt for McGroarty. Can't get the tough angle as another one's kicked wide of the near corner. And now Koivunen keeps it alive but then coughs it up. Ryan Strome carries it out to the neutral zone. A tired bunch for both teams, but especially the Ducks who are playing defensively. Everyone out there at least 68 seconds. Both teams going to change.
And an errant stick at the blue line, I think, sort of messed the Penguins up there a little bit. If that hadn't been in the way, they might have been able to keep the zone.
13 minutes to go in regulation. Penguins and Ducks tied at 2. Penguins have it in the Duck zone again as a pass to Crosby goes under his stick now to the near corner as Leo Carlsson digs it out from in behind the net. With some speed, skates it up ahead. Kreider swings it down into the Penguins' end from far boards to near. The near corner, Letang shoveled it out to Crosby. He'll go in behind Shilov's net. Get it to Russ. Now back over to Letang. He sends a pass right to the stick of Chris Kreider. Left for Carlsson. Near circle. Down to the corner. Stripped to the puck by Letang. The far side, the Ducks take it back. Kreider at the circle to Terry in the corner. Shovels up high slot for Jacob Trouba to Lacombe. He had the second goal of the night for the Ducks. He couldn't handle the pass. Sent ahead of the near wall for Tommy Novak. He'll dump it down to the Ducks' end as the Penguins get a change. 12:20 to go here in Pittsburgh. Pens and Ducks tied up at 2. As Anaheim sends it ahead to the far side of the neutral zone. And McTavish in full flight. He coughed up the puck. Hayes brings it the other way. Over the near circle. Rips a shot. Glove save. Husso. Ville Husso has come up with some big stops tonight. Save number 34 keeps it tied at 2 with 12:05 to go in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network presented by S&T Bank.
What does your favorite MLB team need to make a move in 2026?
There's a difference between talent and building a baseball team.
MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM has live coverage of baseball's winter meetings.
Deals could pop at any moment.
Hear interviews with decision makers and expert analysis of every move.
This is a huge, huge deal.
Comprehensive coverage of baseball's winter meetings is underway on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the Sirius XM app.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Nation.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Tied at 2 with 12 to go from Pittsburgh. And the Penguins out shooting the Anaheim Ducks 35-20. Anaheim came into this game with the third most shots on average at over 31 shots on goal per game. But the Penguins defense has limited them to just 20. Right now a 2-2 tie. The Ducks win the draw in their own end. They'll crank it around the boards to Lacombe over the Penguins logo. Now over the Penguins line at the near circle. Takes it down to the corner. Shilov's hugging the near post to the far circle. Shot coming. Saved by Shilov's. The rebound pops over to the near glass. Now Mantha sweeps it ahead, looking for Kevin Hayes. It's cut off by Jackson Lacombe. Ducks cough it up in the neutral zone. Hayes to Brazeau over the Ducks line. Back to Hayes. Far circle drew some defensemen. And now Paling steals a pass away. He'll take it up to center ice and dump it down to the Penguins' end. Around the boards to the near corner. As Carlson's wrapped up. Along the near wall, shrugged into the boards is Kevin Hayes. Pitched over to the far side. Parker Wotherspoon chips it out to the neutral zone. Handled by Drew Hellison for Anaheim. Sent ahead to Mikhail Granlund. Now Johnston in the neutral zone. Back over to Brazeau, to Wotherspoon. Penguins need a change. Four of their guys have been out there a minute 13 at least. Achari with a ton of speed. Dumps it down to the Ducks end. Curled around the boards. There's Graves waiting for it at the far point. Fires one towards the net. Slow roller wide of it. Achari takes it to the far side. Pumps it up to Graves at the point. Snaps it to Clifton. Had to settle down a hot pass. Dumps it down to the near corner. Heinen shovels it down below. They tried to go for a backdoor feed to Achari. Couldn't connect. Clifton's got it in the corner now. The Ducks end. Along the near board. Sent deep to Achari. And behind the net, it's stolen by Hellison with 10.5 to go. We're tied up at 2 here in Pittsburgh. All the way down to the Penguins' end. Graves wins the race past Chris Kreider, but is only able to one-arm it along the end wall. Anaheim slows it down to the near boards. Carlson trying to dig the puck out. Fought for along the near wall, and it escapes out to Connor Dewar. He'll pitch it up into the neutral zone, goes tumbling into the Ducks' end, puck on edge. As Trouba coughs it up to Heinen, he'll take it to the far circle. Off the bench, it's Novak cruising, backhand shot, kick save by Husso.
What a play by Danton Heinen at the end of his shift, nonetheless, to get it to Tommy Novak, and Husso had to kick out the pad to stop a bouncing puck.
Penguins back in the Ducks' end. Crosby trying to feed Letang, knocked out of midair by Gudis, though. Now Crosby knocks a pass out of midair from the Ducks on the far side. Brian Russ keeps it pinned along the far half wall with 9:40 to go in regulation. We're tied up at 2. Dug out by McTavish. Nifty pass backwards to Beckett Seneca. He'll take it to the neutral zone and pitch it over to McTavish. Over the Penguins line. 2-on-1 for the Ducks here. Poke check by Ryan Shea. Breaks off the pass. Here come the Pens in transition. It's Novak over the Ducks line to Crosby, far circle to Letang near side. Another big save by Husso from right to left. Back and forth we go. Here come the Ducks and the Penguins and McTavish. Cross-ice pass knocked wide by Crosby. Shoveled away to the neutral zone, but Anaheim takes it back. Ellison will back skate in his own end, allowing his team to get a change. We've got 9 minutes to go in Pittsburgh. Pens and Ducks tied at 2. Paling cruises into the Penguin zone near side. As the Ducks cough it up to Koivunen. Lille will take it to the near side, chip it off the glass. It goes tumbling in between the penalty boxes. McGroarty chops it down into the Ducks' end. And now it's kicked out by Hellison after a deflection from Ben Kindle. We're still tied at 2. Penguins out shooting Anaheim 37-21. There's 8:45 to go here from Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
Make your holidays extra special with winter's coolest treat, an ice cream cake from DQ. The perfect addition to any holiday gathering is the Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Delicious DQ soft serve and a chocolate crunch center. Order yours online today at DQcakes.com, the official ice cream cakes of the Penguins.
Get your business in the game with Glass Mirror Fuel. We supply gas, diesel, propane, and other fuels for businesses throughout Western and Central PA. We even loan tanks and pumps. Call 800-235-9054 or visit glassmirror.com. Your power play for fuel.
Penguins are looking for their first lead since early in the second when Anaheim tied things up. Ducks grabbed the lead in that second period, but Tommy Novak's goal in the final 20 tied things up again. That's still where we stand. 8:45 to go in regulation here from Pittsburgh. The kid line out there to take the draw. Ben Kindle against Ryan Paling to the left side of Ville Husso, who's come away with 35 big saves for the Anaheim Ducks. Kindle wins the draw. Letang, one-timer. Carlson doesn't get past a block shot. Letang gets the rebound. Koivunen a wrister. That doesn't get through traffic. Johnston will clear it off the far wall out towards center ice as Carlson's got it. Snaps it up ahead to McGroarty with a lot of speed in the Ducks end, but quickly stripped of the puck as Anaheim kicks it out to the neutral zone and now regroups in their own end.
So are we going with the kid line, Joe?
I think so. I've come up with nothing better, and everyone else has pretty much used it already also.
Perfect. We won't overthink it.
Yeah. Sometimes the best, simplicity. Occam's razor, don't they call it?
Yes. What a reference.
Yeah. Here come the Ducks back in the Penguin zone, near circle. It's Troy Terry, flipped up to the point for Gudis. Over to the far side, one-timer, block shot from Rucker McGroarty. Ooh, and he's a little bit hurt, gingerly going back over to the Penguins bench as that stung him. Now Terry sweeps it down into the Penguins end. McGroarty just taking his spot on the bench, not going down the tunnel or anything, as it's cleared all the way out to the neutral zone, raced down by Zellweger. Under 8 to play in Pittsburgh, a 2-2 tie between the Pens and Ducks. Parker Wotherspoon trying to play keep away around Carlson. He gets it to Kevin Hayes. Gains momentum in the neutral zone. Gets it to Mantha near point. Leaves it for Clifton down to the corner. Back up to Mantha. High slot. Hangs, drags, fires. Doesn't get through traffic. Over to the far circle. It's pitched out by Anaheim. Ryan Graves races it down as the Ducks get a change. Played off the near wall to Brazeau. Popped up the pass, though, right to Minchikov. Ducks take it the other way. Here's Gauthier with some speed to McTavish over the Penguins line. Back to Gauthier. Shot coming, and a save by Shilovs, who may have had it leak through the 5-hole, but not with enough momentum. And Ryan Graves, playing some voluntary goaltending as well, came cruising in right behind Shilovs.
He's doing it all tonight. But yeah, Shilovs was definitely sort of looking, and Ryan Graves is like, let me just help you make sure that they didn't get out of the pad. So, and that's what you want. I feel like the guys have done such a good job of supporting each other and just really being there for their goaltenders, Tristan Jarry, and now tonight, Artur Shilovs.
It was one of those saves where you kind of hold your breath, judging by Shilov's body language. He's able to come away with save number 20 on the night. Crosby wins the draw as Penguins clear it out towards center ice, but it goes right to Drew Hellison. Under 7 to play in regulation. Crosby takes an errant pass, but then takes it over the Ducks' blue line. That'll be offside by the Pens. 6:52 left in Pittsburgh. We're tied at 2.
So we talk about the kid line. Well, the big boy line took a dip in height with Kevin Hayes at 6'3" coming in. Before that, they'd been 6'5" or taller. It was Evgeny Malkin, Justin Brazeau, and Anthony Mantha. So, but still, it's kind of amazing that they've been able to sort of maintain the height on that second line.
Yeah, we almost got every stage of growing up in adulthood with the Penguins' 4 lines. We're not going to insult the top line by calling them anything. As Brian Rust, 33 years old, tried to get it ahead to 38-year-old Crosby, couldn't connect. Now the Ducks fire a quick shot on Shilov. Stick save as Ryan Shea clears it over to the far side to Tommy Novak. He coughs up the puck in the neutral zone as the Ducks swirl it back into the Penguins' end. Shilov slows it down behind his net. Some pressure coming from McTavish as Gauthier tried to come away with the puck. Now Danton Heinen sweeps it away, brings it up towards center ice. Pitch it down to the Ducks' end. Jackson Lacombe steals it away. 6 minutes to go from Pittsburgh. We're tied at 2. Lacombe cruising through some traffic in the neutral zone. There's a pass that was elevated, pawed down by Vetrano. He'll fling it over to the near side. Alex Killorn sends it around the boards to Wotherspoon and behind the net. His pass goes off the skate of a Duck, tumbles over to the near side. Carlson with it. He'll pitch it up into the air. A Murphy dump into the Ducks' end. Knocked down by Anaheim, but Lacombe takes it away. Coughs it up. Carlson Able to get it to Achari for a moment, and now Heinen will pitch it over to Parker Wotherspoon. 5.5 to play from Pittsburgh. Tied at 2. Novak a shot wide of the net. Rebound over to the far wall. Achari gets there first, send it deep to the corner. Ryan Strome first to get there, though. Clears it along the far wall, and it goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. Not far enough for icing, though. Both teams get a change with 5:15 to go in regulation. We're closing in on the Big Mac attack. Penguins and Ducks currently tied up at 2. Already over the Ducks line. Give and go to Clifton. Went for a centering pass to Kindle. Couldn't connect. Ducks steal it away on the far side. Ratko Gudas pitches it up into the air. Here come the Ducks. Bit of a 2-on-1 turnaround shot. Stolen by Ben Kindle, who got in the way. Now taken back by Anaheim. Cruising over. Up to the near circle. As Zellweger tried to rip a shot. Couldn't unload. And now it's taken by McGroarty with some speed in the neutral zone to Kindle. Here come the Pens. Bit of a 3-on-2. Near side for McGroarty, out of his reach, though. Takes it down to the corner. Sweeps it over to Koivunen. The far point for Ryan Graves. Letang high slot. Walks the line. Koivunen far circle. Back to Kindle. Up top to Graves. Back over to Letang. Near circle. Cruises in towards the corner. Tried to fire a shot towards traffic. Went off the Ducks. Koivunen's got it back. The far circle for Kindle. Drags. Cross ice. Chris Letang. Wraparound try. Couldn't tuck one home. Down to his knees. He gets back up with the puck in the near corner to Koivunen near circle. Up top to Ryan Shea. Had to handle the tumbling puck. Tired bunch out there for the Ducks. They've been out there at least 75 seconds. Kindle far circle. Wrister. Shoulder save. Husso. Rebound pops out. And there's a penalty on the Anaheim Ducks. The Penguins' sustained drive kept Anaheim, all 5 of their guys out there for 70 seconds. 80 seconds.
Wow.
They've got the Anaheim bench open, I should say penalty box open. Radko Gudas is gingerly going into the Anaheim bench.
Anaheim penalty number 33, command minor for holding the stick.
And it is on the goaltender, Ville Husso. So the Penguins trying to cash in on their first power play of the night and break this 2-2 tie. The Big Mac attack. And the top power play in the NHL up next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The Army-Navy game is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84. This is Chris Patola, West Point class of 2002. It's bigger than a game. It's a celebration of our history. It's a reminder of what makes this country great.
Channel 84's on-site coverage from Baltimore, Maryland begins Friday at 9 Eastern. Then Saturday at 3 Eastern, it's the Army-Navy game on College Sports Radio, Channel 84 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Connor Bedard. Nobody said last year was bad, but what we're seeing now, he's the dog on the bone. It was almost as if he had some cement in his skates last year, and he wasn't F1 ever. He's different. This has been different. He wasn't bad last year. He was good. Now he's great right now.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
A 2-2 tie with 4 minutes to play from Pittsburgh. Now the Pens are on the power play. Top power play in the NHL, but they're 0 for 3 tonight. Crosby will take the draw against Ryan Poehling to the left of Ville Husso. And Crosby wins the draw to Carlson off the wall to the high slot. Crosby at the near point. Downstairs Mantha. Cross ice. They score! Anthony Mantha! 7 seconds into the power play, and the Penguins go back on top. 3-2 with less than 4 to play from Pittsburgh.
We said you can't pass the puck into the net, but I think Anthony Mantha proved us wrong on that play right there. Just got it to the blue paint, deflected in. He will take it. First goal since November 9th, and it's a big one. Gives the Penguins that 3-2 lead.
Not only is it a big one, it's the Big Mac attack. You are now eligible to win a free Big Mac or to earn a free Big Mac with purchase. Offers valid for 3 days following any game that the Penguins score in the final 5 minutes of regulation this year. Anthony Mantha providing lunch throughout Pittsburgh tomorrow. Still 3:45 to play here from Pittsburgh, and the Anaheim Ducks, a very talented offensive team. 3-2 the Pens lead, 3:35 to go as Carlson dumps it down to the near corner in the Ducks' end. Kevin Hayes reps Jacob Trouba along the end boards to Lacombe on the near side to Kreider in the neutral zone ahead to Leo Carlson. He'll skate it to the far side and over the Penguins line. Around the boards to the near wall, Lacombe dumps it deep again. It goes to the far half boards. Troy Terry gets it. Husso still in his net at the far point. It's sent in behind the goal line. Carlson flips it over to Wotherspoon. Ducks keep it alive. Centering pass to Carlson. Went wide of the net, though. Now Mantha, who just picked up the go-ahead goal on the power play. The Ducks still with it, though. Shot that goes wide of the crease. Ellison with it off the board. Sent it deep in behind the net. Erik Karlsson plays it at the near corner. Penguins need a change. Everyone out there for at least 64 seconds. It's dumped down to the Ducks' end. Penguins will get their change as it's sent ahead to Terry in the neutral zone. To Zellweger on the near side. Up to Mason McTavish. In behind the net, played off the end boards by Ryan Shea. Tommy Novak pitches it out to the neutral zone. Danton Heinen trying to race after it. Pitched back by Zellweger, slowed down by the official, but McTavish is into the Penguin zone. Backhand shot, saved by Sheloff as Husso's going to the bench. 6-on-5 for the Ducks here with the empty net. 2:15 to go from Pittsburgh. Penguins lead 3-2. Lacombe high slot, pumps a one-timer. Blocker save Sheloff's. Rebound to the near side, back up to Lacombe in the high slot. Near point for Granlund. Drags, fires, save. Slow trickler over to the far side. Tommy Novak flips it on down. Where's the puck? It's tumbling into the Ducks' end. Wide of the net, but not far enough for icing. Under 2 minutes to go from Pittsburgh. Penguins lead 3-2. The Ducks dump it down to the Pens' end. Around the boards, it goes to the far corner. Gauthier chips it deep. Letang chips it out, but it goes out to the Penguins' bench. And 1:44 to go in regulation. The Penguins working with a 3-2 lead.
Well, some good news, Joe, is that tomorrow's Powerball jackpot now is an estimated annuity of $930 million. You heard me right, $930 million. So do not forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. So Ben Kindle, go get your ticket. Please play responsibly.
That's a big number. Here's another big number for you.
Ooh.
Sidney Crosby with 1,718 career points as he had the assist on the Anthony Mantha goal. So Crosby now 5 points away from Mario Lemieux for most points all time in Penguins franchise history.
Chills. Just thinking about it. Chris Letang told me too, he's like, you have to remember that Mario is someone that we watched growing up and just had so much respect and admiration for. Never thinking we'd be in the same organization as him, and being part of this franchise, and especially considering the relationship too that Sid and Mario have. It's just, it doesn't get any better.
So again, 5 points away. There's still 4 games left on this homestand. You're home for the holidays here in Pittsburgh. Is there any place you'd rather be than PPG Paints Arena? Speaking of Sid, he's about to take the draw against Mason McTavish and muscling for it, but Ducks come away with it. They've got the empty net. 1:40 to go here from Pittsburgh. Penguins with a 3-2 lead. Ducks have some trouble with the long pass off the near boards, but they send it deep. Tommy Novak to the far wall, tried to hack it out. And now Parker Wotherspoon will get it out to center ice. Crosby taps it towards the near corner in the Ducks' end. Rust hustling after it. Empty net for the Ducks. Rust on the far side. Crosby's waiting in front, but the Ducks come away with it. Mason McTavish will chip it back. 75 seconds to go from Pittsburgh. Penguins lead 3-2. Anaheim cruising into the Penguins zone. A backhand dump in by Troy Terry. Wotherspoon steals it, pitches it along the far wall. Couldn't clear it, though. McTavish sends it deep to the corner. Wotherspoon takes it away again. Up to the near side. Shovels it to Rust. Ahead for Connor Dewar. A little bit out of his reach. And Jason Lacombe pitched over to the near side. Lacombe will keep it away from Crosby. Under a minute to go from Pittsburgh. Penguins lead by 1. 6-on-5. The Ducks dump it down to the Penguins' end far corner. Heinen chips it in behind the net. Fight for it along the boards. It's taken by Letang. He coughed it up. Bar circle. Backhand shot. Kicked wide of the net. Rebound to the far corner. Dewar couldn't clear it. Kreider keeps it alive. Heinen taken down to the ice. Dewar fights it for the empty net. On its way just wide. But it's a delayed penalty on Anaheim right now. Connor Dewar just playing keep away. Brings it over to the far side with 20 seconds to go. The Ducks finally touch the puck. 17.5 seconds. Anaheim will be shorthanded as they trail 3-2.
That's what I've loved about this Penguins team all season, Joe, is they just battle in their own end. They keep their feet moving, and they were able to draw a penalty there in an absolutely key moment with the Ducks having the man advantage, pressing to get that equalizer. And instead, the Penguins go back to the power play.
Well, still 17 and a half seconds for Crosby to get even closer to Mario. Ville Husso back in net for the Ducks. Face off to the right of him. Crosby to take the draw against Cutter Gauthier. Drop of the puck. Crosby wins it. Slow rolling puck to the far side. Russ kicks it out to the neutral zone. Penguins trying to play keep away as Husso was ready to race out of the net. Now the Ducks with it. Trouba in behind his net. Single digits to go. Couldn't clear it along the far side. Now Seneca over the Penguins line. Near side. Chip forward in the circle. Sheloff with a save. They score! The Ducks are celebrating. The horn has been blown. But this will have to go to a review. Sheloff's had the save, but the Ducks are in belief that they have tied up this game, and if anything, it's with less than a second.
You could sort of feel that building there when the Penguins had control, but kind of just coughed it up in the offensive zone when they didn't have to, and that's just losing focus.
The call on the ice is a good goal. The Ducks remain to celebrate. This will be reviewed by the league. It was a pass from the near corner towards the crease. Erik Karlsson dove after it. His right hand directs the puck towards Sheloff's in the 5-hole. On the review that we see, that's over the goal line, it's really, and I mean really tough to tell if the puck goes over the goal line with 0.1 second left. Because the puck needs to completely cross the red line. But again,
the call on the ice is still a goal.
So there we go.
And that's just brutal, Joe, because that was totally preventable. The Penguins, all they had to do was just hang on for the last few seconds there, and they just, their attention to detail slipped. And against a team like the Ducks, you just can't do it. So that's a hard lesson learned. Still come away with a point no matter what happens, but you really want to rebound from that ending there, because that will leave a bad taste in your mouth if you can't find a way to get back in front.
The closest it can absolutely come in a hockey game. The Penguins cough up a goal with 0.1 second left, and we head to overtime. 3-on-3 with the game tied at 3 on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone. Whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Circle Inn has 350 16-ounce Labatt Blue drafts during all Pens games.
And one of the most dramatic finishes to regulation you can ever see. Beckett Seneca
with a shorthanded own goal as the Ducks had the net pulled, or the goalie pulled, I should say. He scores his 10th of the year with 0.1 seconds left. Keep in mind, the Penguins still have 1:43 of a power play. That will carry over into this overtime as the Penguins are trying now to win that extra point after coughing it up with 1/10 of a second left. Crosby will take the draw at center ice. Russ to his right, Mantha to his left. Erik Karlsson out there as well. The Ducks win the draw, but they quickly dump it down to the Penguins' end. Opening face-off to begin overtime is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. The Penguins attacking from right to left. 4-on-3 in this overtime with Artur Shilovs in net. It's chipped down to the far corner in the Ducks' end. Anaheim swirls it around the boards down into the Penguins' end. The Ducks in their road white sweaters attacking from left to right. With Ville Husso in net for the Ducks, he's made 37 saves tonight on the Penguins. As Crosby has some trouble with the pass on the near side, it's cleared down again by Anaheim with 65 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play. Shilovs down to a knee, tried to clear it up towards center ice. And Poehling got in front of it, kicked it back into the Penguins' zone. Here's Crosby. Snaps it over to Mantha, over the Ducks line, near side, sends it wide of the net, off the end boards. Russ lets it roll to Karlsson at the far point. Walks the blue line. High slot, he's got it. Slows down to the far circle, Crosby. Crosby downstairs, Mantha, backhand shot, shoulder save, Husso. Kicked over to the far wall, Crosby plays it. 39 seconds on the power play in overtime. Karlsson near circle. Back skates to the point. Now to the high slot, far circle, Mantha. Takes his time with it. To the high slot, to Karlsson near circle. Downstairs to Russ, back up to Karlsson. Take it towards the slot, to Russ, to Mantha. Shot fired wide of the net. Mantha plays the rebound off to the far corner. 15 to go on the power play. Downstairs, Crosby. Back up to Mantha. Karlsson had to stop it with his skate. Down to Rust. Crosby waiting on the doorstep, but it's back up to Karlsson. To Rust, bottom of the near circle. 4 seconds on the Penguins' power play in overtime. Rust up to Karlsson. Over to the far circle. Down to Mantha. Back to Karlsson. Rust in the slot. Shot fired. Saved by Husso, and he gloves it as Kreider comes racing out of the net. And we are back to even strength here in overtime, which makes it 3-on-3 with 3:11 to go in OT.
You know, and that's not an easy situation too, Joe, because that's a deflating situation you're coming off of. You want to get it back. Maybe you try to do too much. You're gripping the stick a little tight. So even though the Penguins didn't score on this power play, hopefully just getting some puck movement, getting the confidence back. Now they're back to even strength, 3-on-3. Let's see if they can find the winner.
Fresh 3 out there for the Pens. Ben Kindle to take the draw, but Anaheim wins it. Leo Carlsson against Kindle as Jackson Lacombe plays quarterback behind Husso's net. Ahead of the near side for Mikael Granlund. Drops it back for Carlsson in the Penguin zone. Accelerates to the near corner. Curls around at the goal line in the circle. Up to Lacombe. Couldn't play it off the far wall. Novak racing after the loose puck, but Lacombe gets there first. He'll slow it down in the neutral zone. Sends it to the near side. Letang looking to get in front of Carlsson. Plays it to the near corner. Can't keep it away, though. Granlund's got it in the circle. His pass goes off the shin pad of Letang. Granlund taken down to the ice. No call made. Lacombe at the near point. Chips it down to Granlund. Above the near circle. He'll take it to the high slot. Leaves it for Karlsson. 2.5 in OT. Karlsson a shot. Gets deflected. Loose puck in front of the crease, and Novak takes it away. To Kindle and Letang. Could be a 2-on-1 for the Pens from right to left. Over the Ducks line. Kindle to Letang. Kick saved by Husso. Kindle takes up the loose puck in the slot. Rips it just wide of the net. May have kissed the crossbar. Connor Dewar plays it. Got stripped of the puck, but handles it in the neutral zone. Gets it to the near side for Ben Kindle with 2 minutes left in overtime. A saucer pass to Dewar. He accelerates into the Duck zone. Centering pass. Karlsson. Backhand shot. Kick save Husso. Karlsson steals the puck away. Gets it in behind the net to Dewar. Below the goal line. Crosby's out on the ice. Karlsson at the near point. Now to the high slot. Pumps one. Crosby down low. Novak shot. Capped out on the doorstep. Crosby can't force it home. Loose puck to the far side. And it goes out of play.
How did that not go in, Joe? Inside of the post, across the blue paint with Husso out of position. That is just the hockey gods not smiling down on the Penguins there.
It was Dewar's shot off the inside of the post. Like you said, it went parallel with the goal line. Husso sprawling from left to right. He may have gotten his stick on it, that directed the puck out towards the top of the crease, and then it just sat there. Crosby was inches away, but he was tied up by Lacombe and Beckett-Seneca, so he couldn't get a clean shot on it.
I mean, that was a fantastic pass from Sidney Crosby, who just could not get to that loose puck. And, you know, the execution has been almost there in this overtime. The power play, they had a couple passes that just weren't quite on the tape, or they had to make a move before they could get the shot off. It wasn't super crisp, and it just hurts that they haven't found a way to get one when they're right there.
Ville Husso's had quite a game.
He really has. Like, stick tap to him for what he's been able to do here tonight against, you know, we talk about the opponents the Penguins are playing, and they've been really good, but the Penguins have been playing really well as well. 5 of 6 points on that road trip, had won 4 of 5, so they had a lot of momentum their way as well. They're a tough opponent to play against, and Husso's been fantastic.
Dan Hughes just called his timeout. I should say the timeout just ended. 1:40 to go in overtime. Face off to the left of Husso. Crosby wins it, shovels it over to Carlson. Got it ahead to Russ, but he has to play it off the near boards. He'll kick it all the way out to the neutral zone to allow Carlson and the Penguins to regroup here. 1:30 to go in overtime. Carlson accelerating far side of the neutral zone. Gets past Gramlin. Far circle, drags, fires. Saved by Husso. Rebound as the puck is spinning to Crosby. Kicks it towards Russ. Couldn't connect. Russ keeps it alive near side. Somehow feeds Crosby in below. Crosby tied up by the official as the Ducks bring it back the other way. But luckily, no one from Anaheim can handle the pass as Brian Rust will take it back.
The official did to Crosby what he's been doing to the Ducks players all night.
As Rust will take it over the Ducks line, center part of the blue line. Leaves it back for Letang, near circle. Tried to get it to Kindle. It goes right to Beckett-Seneca. Under a minute to go in overtime as Seneca plays keep away from Kindle, pitches it over to the far side for Lacombe. Back to Seneca. He's in full flight. Over the Penguins logo and now over the Penguins line. Curls around at the near circle at the point. Rink-wide pass played off the wall as it was looking for Zellweger. Kindle gets in front of it. Taken down to the near corner. Coughs it up. It's Seneca. Pitch back. Shot fired. Saved by Sheilov with a glove save. Now Chris Letang hustles the puck to the neutral zone. 25 seconds in OT. Novak down looking for Letang. Couldn't connect. It goes over to the far side. Snap pass over to Kindle. Off the near wall. He's got it in the near circle. Drags towards the crease. Brings it over to the far side. 13 in OT. To the high slot. He curls around. To Novak far circle. Accelerates. Backhand shot. Trickles wide of the net. Novak in behind the net to Kindle. Near side. Shot fired. Shoulder save. Husso. 2 seconds. 1. And we are going to a shootout.
Everyone okay at home?
I'm not.
Same. Whew, everyone take some deep breaths. We got a shootout coming up.
Well, again, the Penguins were a 1/10 of a second away from winning this game in regulation. Anaheim's Beckett-Seneca throwing a pass towards the front of the crease goes off Erik Karlsson, who made a diving effort to stop the pass, went through the wickets of Artur Sheilov, again with 0.1 second. Anaheim forces overtime to miraculously earn a point, and now the Penguins go to a shootout, which they are 0-4 in, and the Anaheim Ducks are 3-0 in.
You know, this is a great opportunity for Artur Sheilov, who hasn't had good luck in the shootout this year, for him to hopefully try and come through with some saves. But I know we've talked before that he's a young kid and he's got a lot of learning and growing to do. And I know that him and goalie coach Andy Kyoto have been working. I remember one of the more recent losses, we go over to Sweden and they work on breakaways for, probably like 20 minutes. So he's putting in the work, but Anaheim is a really, really good team with some really talented players. So we'll see what happens here.
We said at the beginning of the game that this is a bounce-back opportunity for Artur Sheilov. He's shown that in regulation. Now he needs to show it in the shootout. Tommy Novak is going to lead things off for the Penguins in this shootout as he is 1 for 2 in his career. Number 18 in black picks it up at center ice, takes it to the far side, in the crease, fired, saved by Husso. So Novak denied. And out to the ice comes Leo Carlsson. 16 goals this year. He'll turn 21 on December 26th. Number 91 in white glides over the Penguins line. Far side, cuts towards the crease. Backhand scores. Goes elevated over Shilovs, who tried to dive forward. Couldn't come away with the stop, and Anaheim leads 1-0 after one round.
Oh, that was just a beautiful move from a phenomenal player.
Sidney Crosby trying to pick back up his momentum in the shootout. Was unsuccessful Sunday in Dallas. The captain takes it far side of the Duck zone. Far circle in the crease. Fired, denied by Husso. So the Penguins go 0 for 2 in the shootout. And Anaheim can win this game here as Troy Terry takes the ice. Number 19 in white picks the puck up at center ice. He'll go on the near side over the McDonald's logo, over the Penguins line, towards the crease, fires it wide of the net. And the Penguins still have a pulse.
Shooting third for Pittsburgh, number 41.
It's Ville Koivunen, who has one career shootout attempt. He's 0 for 1. Looking for his first. 41 in black. Picks it up. Some speed down the crease. Out of his net, Husso. Denied by Husso. And the Penguins fall in the shootout. A dramatic and devastating ending to regulation. The Penguins, who had 48 shots on goal, 20 more than the Anaheim Ducks, have to settle for a point after being up by 1 with less than a second left.
Dallas was one of their more complete games, but before that, there had been stretches where they played really well, but then other stretches where didn't play as well. And I feel like every player, Dan Muse kept saying, we got to play a full 60. We got to play a full 60. Tonight they played 49 or 59 seconds, but that's why that's one of the biggest cliches in hockey, to play that full 60 minutes, because that's what happens. You have to bear down until the final buzzer. And it's just frustrating because the Penguins played so well tonight, and they really were building off the momentum they had, and that's just a really, really deflating way to end that game.
Joel Quenneville's Anaheim Ducks pick up their 19th win on the season. That's third in the NHL. We'll take a break. Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer will start this post-game conversation up before Michelle and I wrap up a few more things here from PPG Paints Arena. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, shoot it from the cheap seats, and scream, ref, you suck, like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Circle Inn has 350 16-ounce Labatt Blue drafts during all Pens games.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone. Whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bork. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Together with the Penguins, PPG increases access to free STEM education through the annual Science at Play and Sticks and STEM events at PPG Paints Arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
Teamwork, inclusion, respect, and acceptance are at the heart of hockey. The Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation is proud to host its Pride Game auction celebrating these defining principles. Take your shot and bid to win specialty autographed jerseys, locker room nameplates, and additional memorabilia showing inclusion, hope, and allyship in the hockey community. Your support benefits local LGBTQ+ organizations. Place your bids now through December 15th by visiting pridegame.givesmart.com or by texting Pride Game to 76278.
May the Force be with you. Come out to PPG Paints Arena for Star Wars Night on December 11th as the Pittsburgh Penguins face off against the Montreal Canadiens.
Still loose puck. Fires again. They score!
See your favorite characters making an appearance on the concourse and grab your ticket package with a specialty Star Wars hockey shirt while supplies last. For more information and to get your tickets, go to PittsburghPenguins.com.
Hi, Joe Stefka here for NSS Life. For well over a century, we've been providing a smarter, more affordable way to deliver financial security for families across America.
And hi, this is Phil Bork. NSS Life is a great company that continues to offer charitable, social, and educational opportunities. Plus, their annuities ensure that your money is safe and grows every single day.
NSS Life, where family matters.
This is Phil Bork, the old 2-9er. Smith's is the official hot dog of the Pittsburgh Penguins and PPG Paints Arena, with recipes over 85 years old. Ask for Smith's hot dogs by name at Giant Eagle and other fine retailers. Smith's, it's a hot dog night in Pittsburgh. SmithsHotDogs.com.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This is the Rivers Casino Penguins Live postgame show. Here are your hosts, Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer.
Well, back on October 30th of 2023, the Anaheim Ducks scored a couple of late goals, and they got a shorthanded goal on a power play with 11.9 seconds left, scored by Mason McTavish. The second goal he scored in that third period, and they defeated the Penguins 4-3. They snatched the game away from the Penguins, just like they did tonight, with a shorthanded goal in the waning, dying seconds of a hockey game. Tonight, only 1 second or less than a second left on the clock when they did it. In October 30th, they did it with 11.9 seconds left. Either way, both instances were incredibly heartbreaking and shocking, really, to the fans here in the building, as the Penguins fall in a shootout to the Ducks by the same score of 4-3.
Stag, whenever you look at a game like this as a follow-up to the one they played the other night against Dallas, all the good that I felt after the shootout the other night, I'm like, I lost it, because that's another third period blown lead, another terrible shootout. You've got 3 shootout goals on the season, which is just as bad as the fact that you can't get a save in the shootout. And that's a recipe for disaster. If you're going to give up a tie, you got to find a way to get the extra point in overtime or a shootout, and they're not capable of doing that right now.
The way I look at it is it's the glass has been half empty in both of these occasions, because the Penguins had a chance to get 2 points, ended up with 1. Yeah, so let's go back to Joe Brandon, Michelle Crecchiolo to wrap it up there.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and good luck dissecting this one, because I'm right there with you. Michelle, this one